TNA, we are wrestling. Prisons. Since early history, they have been built by man to house the dark souls of society. The evil, the wicked, the wrong. They are cold, callous, uncaring. But since the very dawn of human consciousness, man has been prisoner of something far broader and more crippling. Man has been held captive by his own self, imprisoned by his fears, incarcerated by his loathing, a warden choking the breath of his own dying dreams. Tonight, in this steel structure, these men will battle many formidable foes. Their opponents, the unbending, merciless wrath of 2 tons of steel, and their very own selves, their dread, their trepidations, their horrors. In this setting, on this night, they are indeed their own worst foes. Tonight, inside the 6 sides of steel cage, there are no dreams of grandeur to embrace. Tonight, every waking moment will be a living, nightmarish hell. Tonight, pain is inevitable, misery a companion, conquest will be fleeting, victory elusive. And only one thing is certain. Fear, pain, and suffering will be felt by all. And now, TNA Wrestling presents its most dangerous pay-per-view of the year, Lockdown.
From the home of the Arch, from the gateway to the west, from one of the great wrestling cities in the country, St. Louis, Missouri, get ready for the most unique pay-per-view in the business today. Every match in the cage, viewer discretion advised. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to TNA's Lockdown.
If the steel cage isn't dangerous enough, think about this. The tag team titles are going to be decided in an electrified cage and in lethal lockdown. With weapons in place, who will come out victorious? Will it be Team Angle or will it be Team Cage?
The family arena is rocking, and hello once again everyone from ringside. It's Mike Tenay, joined by Don West. And Don, what a lineup we have in store for you at home, as well as the crowd here in St. Louis on a very, very special night. The Lockdown pay-per-view, something for everybody and every match to be contested in the cage. Get ready to see the X Division title on the line. We're going to open up the show with a title defense. Chris Sabin in the X Division Escape is going to face 4 challengers.
That's going to be an incredible matchup. But think about this. Petey Williams, a man who's been a friend, a very dear friend to Eric Young, now has to take on his boss, Robert Roode of Robert Roode Inc., who owns Eric Young's contract.
Mr. Backlund to be the special referee when Sen Chi goes one-on-one with Austin Starr, but there's so much more.
Let's talk about an X Division match of the utmost magnitude. The fallen angel Christopher Daniels and the pioneer of the X Division, Jerry Lynn. 2 of the greatest the X Division has ever seen. As Jerry Lynn takes on a Christopher Daniels we can't figure out.
Oh, I can't wait to see that one. Plus, we're going to make history because for the first time ever in TNA, we lock the ladies in the cage and turn them loose. Get ready to see Gail Kim against, yes, the pride of Tennessee, Miss Jackie Moore.
They were partners. They were friends. In fact, they were a part of the most decorated tag team in TNA history. Now they're rivals. Harris against Storm in a blindfold match.
NWA World Tag Team titles on the line. In the electrified cage, the challengers Team 3D, the champions LAX.
And it's lethal lockdown. Team Angle, Team Cage, as the ceiling will lower with all the weapons in place. What kind of a factor is Jeff Jarrett going to be? That seems to be the question.
Oh, that is definitely the question that we have, and I'm sure many of the fans as well here at the Family Arena have. How will Jeff Jarrett affect Lethal Lockdown. Let's send it to the back, where Leticia is standing by with Black Machismo, Jay Lethal.
Jay Lethal, it has to be an honor.
It's the Black Machismo.
Black Machismo, you have to be excited to open up Lockdown's X Division escape match tonight.
Thank you very much, Liz. Tonight, I'm too hot to handle and too cold to hold. And I am the next X Division champion, yeah. Because tonight, Lockdown, escape match, I get a shot, yeah. I will be the next X Division champion, and there ain't nothing anybody can do about it. Ooh, yeah, dig it.
I can't think of a better way to kick off the Lockdown pay-per-view than to put the X Division title on the line in an X Division escape match. Let's break it down with the bullet points. Let's look at the X Factors. Tonight, the deck stacked against the title holder. Chris Sabin's fourth reign as champion appears to be in jeopardy at Lockdown. Black Machismo, Jay Lethal, Shark Boy, Alex Shelley, Sanjay Dutt, they all have one thing in common. The four challengers have never held the X Division title. First three eliminations must occur via pin or submission. Once we get to the final two survivors, you must escape from the cage to win the match and leave St. Louis as X Division champion.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the opening contest live at TNA's Lockdown, an escape match for the X Division Championship. Eliminations occur through pinfall or submission until 2 men are left, with the winner the first to escape the cage. Introducing challenger number 1, being advised by Kevin Nash. From Elizabeth, New Jersey, Black Machismo, Jay Lethal.
And did you check out Kevin Nash wearing the St. Louis Cardinals uniform? Big Kev, Big Papa Pump, the genetic freak Scott Steiner earlier today. A pregame ceremony on the field with the St. Louis Cardinals. We've got members of the Cardinals in attendance. Yes, the World Series champs, the World Series MVP, David Eckstein is here. We're blowing it out big time in St. Louis, baby.
The second challenger from the deep blue sea, Shark Boy.
No matter where you go, whether it's Orlando, Detroit, or right here in St. Louis, this man is a cult favorite.
From Detroit, Michigan, LAX.
Yes, indeed, the man behind the camera, the Paparazzi Productions camera, Alex Shelley, one of the four challengers in this X Division title matchup.
From Bombay, India, Sanjay Dutt.
I call him the fastest man in the X Division. He's going to have to get to the final two and then use that speed to escape for the championship.
And the final participant from Hill, Michigan, he is the X Division champion, Chris Sabin.
Can you imagine? This is already the fourth reign of Chris Sabin's career as the X Division title holder. I mean, you gotta love him as an athlete. You gotta appreciate what he does in the ring. But he is one cocky you-know-what.
I'll tell you something, though. His legacy keeps growing. Like you mentioned, not only 4 title reigns, this last reign has been, I believe, one of his longest, if not the second longest, and he just gets better and better, but he gets cockier with it every time.
Talk about the numbers game, and we definitely want to talk about that numbers advantage that has been turned in favor of Team Cage. One instance, the numbers game appears to be against Chris Sabin here with 4 challengers as they are vying for the X Division Championship belt that you see on the screen that's right here at our broadcast table. But also, talk about numbers game, DW. Let's talk about that advantage. On the Lockdown pre-show, Jim Cornette overturned the decision from this past Thursday's Impact broadcast. It's going to be Team Cage with that numbers advantage in the Lethal Lockdown match. In other words, when it gets to be 2-on-1, 3-on-2, 4-on-3, and 5-on-4, Christian and company will have the edge.
Well, if it wasn't bad enough with Team Angle because Jeff Jarrett's become a member, we know how Joe feels. We know how Sting feels. We know how Rhino feels. We heard them in the pre-show. We heard them last Thursday. They are absolutely furious about it. They don't trust Jeff Jarrett anyway. And now, because of him, they lose the numbers advantage. I'll tell you something. Team Angle is in turmoil coming up for Lethal Lockdown tonight. But Mike, I got to tell you, interesting thing that you brought up in your X Factors, and that being that only Chris Sabin in that ring has held X Division gold.
Well, I think it just really things up in terms of the challengers here. Really dangles that carrot even more because all 4 of the challengers are looking to become X Division champion for the very first time in their careers.
Well, you see Sanjay Dutt, somebody that I've always said, one of, if not the best athlete in the X Division, never to have held that title. He's very, very pumped up about this. He realizes if he can get to the final 2, think about that, it'll be pinfall, submission, elimination until you get to the final 2. And then it's whoever can escape will either retain the championship in Chris Sabin's sake, or we'll see a new X Division champion. But Sanjay Dutt feels, as he sees go for a pin, that his speed will be a huge advantage if he can get to that point.
Quick roll-up attempt by Dutt gains him a near fall and 2 count. Sabin in control. Sanjay lands on his feet. Look at this roll through, ending with a DDT. He just dropped him right on his head. Gonna go for the pin here early on, and
so close. I mean, you wonder, that was pure instinct on Chris Sabin's part. Is an incredible DDT. And look at this, Sanjay Dutt on fire. I don't know what's going on, but he feels it's his opportunity to get it.
Look at that sensational wide shot that we have at the Family Arena. You know, our TNA fan interaction, an absolute smash hit yesterday. Fans from all over the United States, from as far away as Scotland, England, Australia, Japan, and my God, even South Africa converged on this great city of St. Louis, Missouri to meet the stars of TNA.
When you see these guys this close to the cage, I can't help but think about a little later on when that very same cage. Oh, wow! As you see them all come flying down. Oh, man, it's Shark Boy on the bottom, so he remains the advantage, and he goes for the pin. But later on, that same cage will be electrified when LAX takes on Team 3D.
That's really one of the great things about this lockdown event. Yes, every match is inside the cage, but every match, Don, has its own little quirks, its own unique stipulations, just like the X Division escape. It's pin or submission till we get to the final 2, and then the idea is to escape the cage.
Alex Shelley right now, and he came out, and Shark Boy on fire. You know, here's somebody I think would make a great X Division champion. We know what kind of a cult favorite he is, and how the fans get behind him, but the boot right there just raked across the face of Shark Boy. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, nice counter.
Drops down with the neck breaker. Gonna go for the pin here on Shelley. Has the far leg hooked. Referee Andrew Thomas down for the count, but it's just 2 for Shark Boy on Shelley. But he, oh man, gets right to his feet and drives that knife edge chop right into the chest.
Well, you're seeing a little edge here with Shark Boy. He realizes what's at stake right here, so he's all business. You see Alex Shelley trying to counter himself, but look at Alex Shelley. We talk about the cockiness of Chris Sabin. Then you talk about a guy full of himself. That's Alex Shelley.
Back elbow from Shark Boy. Connects, springs off the rope, hits the Hurricane Rana. He's got Shelley really on the defensive here. Shark Boy gonna head up to the top. Watch him spring off this top rope. That drop kick. That baby was on target. Here's the pin. Here's the cover. There's 2. No.
Just drilled at Mike as he got up there and he springboarded off and just nailed Alex Shelley. And you got to be impressed right now with what we've seen of Sanjay Dutt. No, Chris Sabin comes in, takes the cheap shot, and nails Shark Boy right in the back.
Isn't that interesting that Sabin would just integrate himself right into this matchup? Challenger Shelley and champion Sabin working together against Shark Boy. Oh, communication problems in the corner. Sabin rolled up. This might eliminate him. No, just 2. Shark Boy, however, lands right in the chest of Shelley.
Well, that was a nice move by Sabin to send Shark Boy into him, and then that kick by Sabin as Shark Boy only gets out of the way. He just kind of moves him right into Alex Shelley, and now Shark Boy going up top. And here come the blows up on top.
Corner mount, series of right hands. I think he cut him off at about 3 or 4, pushed him right back, and he made contact with Sabin. Gonna take Shelley now, who's got his hands hooked onto that top cable. Oh, that's one way to take him out of the corner. Drop him down, very unique backbreaker right across the knee.
I mean, think about this right now. If you can, it's not bad to be Sanjay Dutt. It's not bad to be the Black Machismo, as he now calls himself. Stay out of the ring as long as you can, because you can't get pinned, you can't submit. You want to last to the final 2, because then it becomes an escape match. Oh, beautiful shot right there by Alex Shelley.
Inverted DDT by Shelley. And now this is really crazy. We said this before, working together, I'm surprised. Off the top, a double leg drop. Shelley with the pin, 2 and got it.
Shark Boy has been eliminated.
That is elimination number 1. Shark Boy is out as we pare the field down to 4. Here comes Black Machismo, the brainchild, shall we say, of Kevin Nash. Jay Lethal, double axe handle from the top. That baby was right on the top of Shelley's head.
Well, we hadn't seen him in the ring, so I mean, everybody kind of forgot about him. And Black Machismo picked his spot.
How could did you forget about him?
I don't know, not with all those colors, but you can just hear it as the crowd loves it. Getting behind the Black Machismo. And right now, but you got to admire the double team right there. Chris Sabin, where they did the elbow and the knee at the same time, and you think about that. Why not? Work together. All you got to do is get to the final two. Sometimes it works that way, where you got someone watching your back. Not a bad move on Chris Sabin and Alex Shelley's part.
Oh, man, incredible balance by Black Machismo. Lethal in tight with the drop kick. Quick pin attempt on Shelley, but just a near fall. Jay Lethal not able to put him away and eliminate Alex Shelley.
Well, Jay Lethal, the freshest member right now in this match, as he's been able to keep himself out of it. You can see that. He's using the fact that he's not winning, and he's just using that speed, moving out of the way. And here he goes up top again. Wait a minute. Chris Sabin comes over, and he's got him by the ankle. And that gives Alex Shelley all the opportunity he can to take the right-handed shot.
And you can see that Black Machismo's in a precarious position. Oh, look at that jawbreaker from Shelley off the top.
Just jarring jawbreaker as he just, oh, what a shot right there by Chris Sabin, just to let Sanjay Dutt, he knows he's there, and slams him into the cage.
Talk about a wake-up call for Sanjay Dutt. He just ran right up the back of Black Machismo and just drilled Sanjay Dutt. And if you think about it, Don, there's such a small area on that apron. And Sanjay Dutt just got wedged, just got sandwiched after that drop kick with his back going right into the cage.
Well, that just shows you cannot get your mind out of this match for a second. You've got to have eyes in the back of your head. You've got to be looking for somebody to take a cheap shot, because everybody will try to take an advantage if they can just to get to the final two. And now you see Sabin just kind of rubbing it in, and now the boots right there to every part of the Black Machismo's body.
Wow, the Sabin stomp going all around the clock. From noon to high midnight right there. Look at that move with those boots right in to, yes, Black Machismo. Jay Lethal tag in now to Alex Shelley.
What teamwork these two are using. You've got to be impressed with it. They came in with a plan to get it so that they can be the final two, and then they'll put friendship aside. But right now, I mean, that's pure precision. Look at this, one right after another. Shelley and Sabin working together.
Well, I tell you, it's what we've seen, Don, from early on in this matchup. The champ has aligned himself with one of the four, now down to 3 challengers in this matchup. And regardless of what you think about that strategy, there's no denying how effective it has been for Sabin and Shelley. Boy, Lethal in trouble here as Shelley just has him positioned right in the middle of the ring. Tried to get up to his feet, wouldn't even let him do that. The double underhook from behind, Sabin going to come off the ropes, and that's where the communication problems start.
And that's when you start doubting the friendships that you have there as Sabin tries to console him, and then Sanjay Dutt just comes over there and levels them both out. And oh, but the teamwork works again, and man alive, if they have a game plan.
Look at how they both nip up to their feet and then both connect with a kick to the chest and back. Oh man, Sanjay in trouble. Pin 2, no.
Listen to the crowd as they appreciate it. They might not be behind Shelley and Sabin, but they gotta appreciate what the X Division's all about. That athletic ability and that agility. And now Alex Shelley just kind of grinding it in. Andrew Thomas getting things right, but oh, now just takes both feet, rakes them right over the head of Sanjay Dutt.
Man, they love their wrestling in St. Louis, Missouri. What a storied history in this town, dating back to the legendary longtime promoter Sam Mushnick. So many of the great wrestlers through the years that we will revisit, the memories that have put St. Louis on the map, like Lou Thez, won the first of his 6 NWA titles back in the 1930s here. Oh man, right into the corner goes Sanjay. Now Lethal squares off, first with Sabin, then with Shelley, and now, just for good measure, takes his longtime tag partner, Sanjay Dutt, tosses him to the side, and tags in. Guess he had to make it legal.
Yes, you want to make it official. And look at that, just right, and I mean wicked right, with precision and speed. And you can see Chris Sabin tumble to the mat as he just can't handle each shot directly to his face.
Quick reversal, there goes Black Machismo to the corner. Able to get the boot up as Sabin charged in. Oh, look at him snap that off. Head scissors takeover by Black Machismo.
Oh, but Alex Shelley caught it perfectly and then put the knee in. Oh, what a drop kick to the leg. And now the bridge. Oh, and then another drop kick. Incredible. 1, 2. No, they got it. No, he got it up.
Just 2. Black Machismo, Jay Lethal remains alive in this matchup. Only 1 elimination so far in this great X Division title. This great X Division escape matchup, and that's Shark Boy. We're down to the final 4.
Unbelievable action, but One thing that has not wavered, that's the teamwork of Sabin and Shelley. I really believe that the Black Machismo, Jay Lethal and Sanjay Dutt need to do that together. Oh, nice drop kick by Sanjay Dutt.
Beautiful extension of the legs by the original player from the Himalaya. Sanjay reverse shot off into the corner, moves out of the way.
So
Shelley
quick.
crashes into the turnbuckles. Sabin went for the knee. Sanjay avoided it, then comes off the top and got a glancing blow with the clothesline that time that took Shelley down and over.
Well, he just barely slipped on the ropes there, and that's what happens when you do a high-risk move, but at least he had conscience enough to take it out on one of them, and then uses that speed and puts it on Sabin, and now the drop kick on Shelley, now the kick to the back of the head of Shelley.
Enziguri on target. Sanjay gonna come, spring, go up. Look at this from the top. Springs back right into the pin.
1, 2, got it! No! I thought he had it!
Man on the verge of victory. How close can you come?
Sanjay Dutt going, you gotta be kidding me!
Right in the face of Andrew Thomas. He said, I thought I had the 3 count. I think as did the thousands on hand here in St. Louis. Perfectly placed kick. Oh man, cutter. Right on target that time. Gonna work the arm. Submission hold applied. Cross face as well. Sanjay Dutt in the submission hold. Sabin now applies an abdominal stretch type maneuver to Black Machismo.
Well, he keeps Jay Lethal from coming over to help him because he knows he was going to. But look at this, Sanjay Dutt counters out, and now he puts in the camel clutch himself.
And at the same time, you see the reversal with Black Machismo, Jay Lethal, and the abdominal stretch on the champ, Chris Sabin.
Wow, what a turnaround by both these guys. And it's so hard to keep things in order when you're inside the cage, and you can see it all breaks down as Sanjay Dutt rolling over Chris Sabin, the first one to his feet.
Remember, pinfall or submission until we get to the final 2, then you've got to escape the cage. The champ, Sabin, takes Lethal, shoots Black Machismo across. Look at him float over, land back on his feet, but he didn't see that boot coming, and he certainly didn't see. Oh,
shot!
Sandwiched him with kicks. Shelley from one side, the champ, Sabin from the other. Oh, boy, that one right on the money.
I mean, these guys have packed it out, but what an unbelievable move by Sanjay Dutt. And look at here. Oh, and he's but the strength of Chris Sabin counters it.
Cradle shock, cradle shock.
He hits the cradle shock.
Cover.
1, 2, done.
Sanjay Dutt has been eliminated.
That is the second elimination in this matchup. Shark Boy out first. Sanjay Dutt eliminated second. And we are now down to the final 3. It's the champion, Chris Sabin, the 2 challengers, Alex Shelley and Black Machismo, Jay Lethal.
Well, Jay Lethal's got his hands full. We've seen how good that Alex Shelley and Chris Sabin have been working together. And it's definitely 2-on-1. He's got to find a way to sneak a quick pin in to make it a 1-on-1 advantage and make it an escape match for the title.
Explosive move out of the corner. Double clothesline, takes down both men. Lethal now gonna stack them up.
Oh, great move right here as he's using his string. Backbreak, the Lethal combination. One right after the other.
Backbreaker into the face plant. Now here's one for Shelley. Lethal combo for him as well.
I'm telling you, he just did it both. For good measure, and here he goes up high.
You think this could be the elbow?
Oh, I have a feeling
I
it's
think
the
I got
elbow.
my money on it.
And there
He
he
got
goes.
below.
He nails it.
Top rope flying elbow drop.
1, 2, Shelley's done.
Alex Shelley has been eliminated.
And now we have come down to the point of this matchup where the rules change completely. It's now X Division Escape. We've come down to Black Machismo, Jay Lethal, and Chris Sabin. Whoever escapes the cage leaves St. Louis with the X Division title.
Oh, this is where it's all about. You can see Chris Sabin trying to get his balance as he's just discombobulated, and he can't find footing. And that's exactly what Jay Lethal needed, and now I'm telling you, the Black Machismo just drilled him with that kick.
Oh, got him with that super kick, and that thing was right on the money, right on the point of the jaw. You see that the referee now has left the cage because there's no need to have a referee. No pin, no submission. Referee's going to make sure that one of these 2 men is able to escape that cage and touch the arena floor.
You can see right there, Jay Lethal trying to go right for it, which is a good move. Don't waste time. When you got your opponent down, go. But now they're both climbing up, and you can see Chris Sabin, they're both up top. Jay Lethal, whoever hits first, look at this, as they're both up top there.
Oh, talk about dangerous. High, high, above the ring, high above the arena floor, coming down the side of the cage. What a race this is. Photo finish-like action here. Knife edge chop by Black Machismo. Sabin answers. Oh, man, that could be dangerous. He caught him with the kick, and his leg went through the fence.
Ladies and gentlemen, here is your winner and still X Division champion, Chris Sabin.
smoke, though. He got caught inside the cage, and that allowed Prince Saban to get his feet to the mat first and retain the X Division belt.
It's just bad luck. Bad luck for Black Machismo enables Saban to remain X Division champ. Let's send it now to JB standing by with Team Cage.
I'm in the backstage locker room with Team Christian, a very confident Team Christian, after learning that Jim Cornette decided to reverse the advantage decision in the lethal lockdown match. I gotta ask you, confident going into this match?
Confident. Hell, we've already got this match in the bag. This is about a celebration right here. First of all, this is my team. This is a unit. This is a machine. This right here, Scotty, AJ, Jim Mitchell, Tomko. These guys are my family. Absolutely. They're my family. Everybody except for Abyss because he's an imbecile.
Wait a minute! How dare you! How dare you! How dare you turn your ass around and face down! Turn around! I'll call the referee attorney right now! Get your ass in the now! Now! Stop him! You want to call him? You can call for it. Turn around!
Let me back in the middle. Idiot. Now getting back to business, guys. Was I the only one that noticed? Was I the only one that noticed that Team Angle arrived in separate cars tonight? Not us. Only the best for Team Cage, Scotty. You know that.
That's right. A Camry.
That's right. And secondly, Jim Cornette finally did the right thing. Let's give him credit where it's due. He put the lockdown advantage back to Team Cage because of the underhandedness of a certain individual. And speaking of that individual, Team Angle, you have a traitor in your midst, an infiltrator, and his name is J.E. double F. And you know the rest. CJB, I'm in such a great mood tonight. I'm in such a great mood. Nothing's gonna ruin it. This is like Christmas morning for the champ.
Christmas morning, huh?
Christmas morning, baby.
Well, I hate to take the angel off the top of your tree here, Christian, but what about the fact that if any one of these guys gets the pinfall tonight, you're gonna have to face them next month?
You can't take me down. You can't bring me down tonight, JB. Nothing can. All right? This is my team, and they know that I would have given each and every one of them the title shot that I promised, but actually Jim Cornette did me a favor, because now only one of them gets the chance. But you know what? It's really a moot point anyway, because everybody knows the instant classic, the NWA World Heavyweight Champion, Christian Cage, is going to get the 1, 2, 3, and lead my team to victory. Let's go, boys! Let's go!
Hey!
Come on!
What's it time? It don't feel like Christmas. It's not. Christmas is 8 months away, man. You guys want me to be captain?
You know what? Relax. You're gonna hurt somebody with that brain.
The first one will be you. Stay out of my way when I get the 1, 2, 3. Stay out of my way. You got that, you redneck? Yeah. I'm talking about out there.
You're unbelievable.
Huh? You wait out there.
Unbelievable.
Lethal lockdown later tonight.
Shut up, Jeremy.
Wait a minute, AJ, no. See, if you get the title shot, then his mother goes to prison. Do you want, well, actually, I do want her to go to prison. Scumbag.
These people love Eric Young, and when Eric Young comes to Robert Roode Inc., they will love me. You need to do whatever it takes to get Eric Young to sign a contract with Robert Roode Incorporated.
Sign this contract, Eric. I'm not getting fired because of you.
A friend of mine, he's got the situation with his girl, and she's really putting the pressure on, man. She's putting the screws to him.
You sign the deal, you're gonna seal the deal. I love you, Eric.
You sure you want to do this? I don't know about her.
I think you got her all wrong, JP. You heard her. She loves me.
Do you think a woman of my stature would ever be with someone like you? You're pathetic. You got exactly what you wanted. You got screwed by Miss
Robert Roode Enterprises, he owns the contract of Eric Young, but it's almost like he treats him like a slave 24 hours a day.
You are a disgrace to this sport, but more importantly, Eric Young, you are a disgrace to Robert Roode Incorporated.
I need out of this contract thing. I need out.
You gotta hit me, dude. I'll fire you right now. You know the consequences.
He wants to hit him so bad, but he knows the second that he does, but he can't wrestle again at TNA.
Who's that friend of yours? Maybe you can call him. Maybe he can help you out.
You wanna hit me? Huh? Well, maybe your friend will hit me, huh? Where's your friend at, Eric?
I'm gonna call him right now. Maybe he's got an idea. He can help me out of this.
Here comes Petey Williams, Mike!
This could be his friend. Look at Petey Williams unload on Robert Roode. Petey Williams extending his hand to Eric Young. Do you think that Petey Williams could be the friend that EY keeps talking about?
Petey Williams, you want to be a friend to Eric Young, that's fine. I'm going to prove to you that it does pay to be rude.
Ladies and gentlemen, the next match is scheduled for one fall. Introducing first, from Windsor, Ontario, Canada, Petey Williams.
Boy, there's some awfully interesting dynamics when you look at the people involved in this matchup. And I'm talking about the wrestlers inside the cage as well as outside. The man behind that sickest of all moves, that flip pile driver known as the Canadian Destroyer, and yes, a former member of Team Canada. We'll tie this all together. We're talking about Petey Williams.
And his opponent, accompanied to the ring by his chief executive offender, Miss Brooks, and Showtime Eric Young, from Wall Street in Manhattan, New York, Robert Roode.
It's been an interesting transformation to see the career of Robert Roode from his days as a member of Team Canada, along with Petey Williams, along with Eric Young, to now the man in charge of Roode Incorporated.
What's going through the mind right there of Eric Young? We know what a friend that Petey Williams.
Listen to me. No friend can save you. No one can save you, because I own you. I'm going to show your little friend and you that it pays to be rude.
Well, we heard him right there, Mike. He said he owns him. He said, Eric, no friend can save you. And boy, there's another interesting aspect to this. Nobody can save you. You belong to me. Robert Roode is going to teach your friend the meaning of it pays to be rude, and look at that. He's now positioned him in a chair at ringside, and Roode just said, sit there, don't move.
Make sure he sits right there.
And now he just said to Ms. Brooks, he said, sit there, make sure he doesn't move. And Petey Williams is going to try and bring Robert Roode right inside the cage.
And it wasn't that long ago where all three of these guys were the best of friends as a part of Team Canada, but things have changed. But Petey Williams has been there for Eric Young and Robert Roode. No, unbelievable how agile Petey Williams is as he goes up there and just nails it with that head scissors and then just takes an elbow shot and he's got Roode on the ground.
Boy, this word of Eric Young, having this friend that he always talks about, has really gotten under the skin of one Robert Roode, hasn't it?
You can see him throw that right over there, and now Petey Williams got caught in the rope. Oh, but he's still able to turn around and just bust the jaw of Robert Roode.
Gonna go here for the quick pin attempt, has the near leg hook and gets a 2 count. We want to remind you that both Impact as well as TNA pay-per-view broadcasts available with both English and Spanish audio. There you see Hector Guerrero and Willie Urbina, our Spanish broadcast team here at TNA.
Petey Williams so far in total control as Robert Roode has been so focused on punishing Eric Young and making sure that Eric Young sits in the dunce chair, so to speak, and watches this. Petey Williams fired up, and oh, now look at it. This is the first time I've actually enjoyed him singing on Canada.
Standing, yes, right on Robert Roode, his former Team Canada partner. Well, you know, it's great to have Hector Guerrero, not only as part of the Spanish broadcast team, Don, but also a part of our family, the TNA family. And, I mean, quite honestly, Hector Guerrero from one of the most famous wrestling families ever, the Guerreros. What a response to Hector Guerrero yesterday at our TNA fan interaction, and oh boy, Petey Williams just got lifted airborne by Roode, and he crashed bad.
Man, he just threw himself up in the air, but you mentioned I had a chance to sit next to Hector Guerrero for a little bit of the fan interaction, and you talk about a class act. Just seeing the people heap their love on top of him and how he handled it with his brother Eddie. It was just a wonderful moment to be around.
I tell you, talk about class. Robert Roode could learn an awful lot from somebody like Hector Guerrero. And
right.
The look on the face of Eric Young just tells the whole story, doesn't it?
Oh, he's just miserable. He's been miserable ever since he allowed Miss Brooks to use her wonderful assets to entice him into thinking he was going to get something, and he got it all right. Yeah, this wasn't the way he planned on it, that's for sure.
Don, think of his options at this point. What does he do? Where does he go? I mean, yes, he's got this friend, and we have certainly been alluding to the fact that it might be Petey Williams, and it seems to me like it might be Petey Williams that has been his friend who says, Eric, you just don't need to take that anymore from Robert Roode. But then at the same time, Robert Roode will hold it over his head that he owns it. He owns his contract, and he treats him like a slave.
You know, I first thought that Robert Roode was bringing him in to help bring the crowd to his side, but that has nothing to do with it. He was just so jealous of the love the crowd shows Eric Young that he brought him in so he could humiliate him, like you said, and he's been awful good at that. Look at this.
And again, browbeating, verbally berating Eric Young, forced to sit in the chair here at ringside and watch on. Not bad enough that he's got to watch Roode and have the upper hand here and in control of this matchup. He's got to take that verbal abuse as well. Petey able to get the boots up as Roode charges in. A second time Roode charges, and the second time Petey answers.
Oh, turns him inside out. That was about as wicked as I've seen. And I think it even hurt Robert Roode on his arm. He hit him so hard. And, oh, man, Petey Williams able to get the shoulder up.
Vicious clothesline from Robert Roode. Referee Earl Hebner down for the 2 count. And now in the middle of the ring, Roode in control, takes that boot. Oh man, goes up high into the air and just drops down with the boot right across the face, right across the bridge of the nose of Petey Williams.
Oh, you can hear the crowd giving the praise that they feel that Robert Roode needs, and I'm telling you the opposite of praise. And you can see Eric Young just physical, and a scoop and a slam right there by Robert Roode. And one thing he knows he has an advantage of over the Canadian Destroyer is that strength factor, and that's what he's got to use, because Petey Williams will use his speed when he gets a chance.
Roode, positioned on the middle rope, comes off with all of his weight, right down with the knee drop across the chest. Here's the follow cover, far leg hook, 2 count only, and again right back to the pin, and again another near fall.
Well, I don't blame him, because it was all Petey Williams could do to break out of the first one. I mean, the knee crushed his chest, knocked all the air out of him, and I mean, it's just all you can do. The first might have been instinct, but who realized that Robert Roode went right after another pin.
Petey tries to fight back from his knees. A couple of right hands, but Roode cuts him off, goes for the easy way out, goes for the cheap shots as he rakes the eyes. Gonna take him high up into the air, connects, backdrop suplex, and another pin.
1, 2. Petey Williams gets the shoulder up just in time. Petey Williams has got to find a way to make this ring large, and that's hard to do when you're surrounded by the cage, but he's got to find a way to use that speed and to work it and be somewhere where Robert Roode's not looking at him and can corner him and use that speed.
Petey Williams has really not been untrapped at all in this matchup. Very little offense from the man that's known as the Canadian Destroyer, also the name of his incredible finishing move. And now the neutralizing hold here by Robert Roode. Petey back up to his feet. That's going to enable him to at least get some offense in. Couple of elbows answered by Roode. Petey fights back. Series of right hands. That last one right on the jaw. Quick reversal. Shot off from the ropes. Out of the crucifix. Rolls through. Throws down. Pin.
Oh, almost so close as he caught Robert Roode by surprise. But Robert Roode able to get right back to his feet, get his hair, his head, and slams it right into the steel door.
Man, did you hear that? Second time, Petey was able to stop it. The first time, however, you heard Petey Williams' head hit that steel cage door.
Oh, now Petey Williams turns around, and he's got Robert Roode by the hair, but oh, the spring! Oh, and he just picks him up and slams him down. 1, 2, oh! Petey Williams able to get the shoulder up just in time.
We've got to be nearing double digits when it comes to the number of near falls. The number with 2 counts in this match for Robert Roode. Some communication here with Ms. Brooks, and she goes underneath the 6-sided ring and comes out with a hockey stick. I guess shades of TNA. Eric Young's got a mind of his own.
He's fighting it. He's pulling back on it so that Robert Roode can't use it. Ms. Brooks is pulling on, pushing on Eric, and now Eric Young is able to get away as they bang into the announce table.
Oh, look at Roode. Eric Young got up out of the chair. Robert Roode is just berating him, screaming at him from inside the cage.
Well, he couldn't allow it to happen. He knew what would have happened. Oh, and look at this. Petey Williamson hit the Hurricane Rana and flips Robert Roode over. This could be his chance. As you can see, he's fired up.
Look at this offensive assault. Finally, Petey's on track. Pin, 2, no. Shoulder rolled by Roode.
Oh, Robert Roode able to get it just in time as Petey Williams was able to recover, get his breath, and then use that agility. And look at how he ducks with the speed. Now kicks Robert Roode into the gut as Eric Young looks on.
Eric's still got that hockey stick in hand. Ms. Brooks, boy, is she upset as Petey Williams has done everything except put Robert Roode away in the ring.
Well, I can understand why she's upset. Robert Roode told her to keep her eye on him. And I mean, he not only came in there and took that stick out of her hands, he took it out of Robert Roode's hands. And it's been all Petey Williams ever since.
Petey shot off into the corner, going to try and float over. Instead, yep, caught up on the shoulder of Robert Roode. Takes him out to the middle of the ring. Petey floats back. He just grazed his back with that drop kick, and Roode comes right back at him.
Well, he would have nailed him if he could have hit it flush on, but Robert Roode realized he just grazed him, and now Mind Buster as he just drills him to the mat, too. Oh, I thought it was over. How did Petey Williams get his shoulder up, Professor? I mean, he had a flattened on that man.
Again, the beef continues right here in front of the broadcast position between Ms. Brooks and Eric Young. EY won't let go of that hockey stick, and Robert Roode now is demanding that he get it from him.
Oh, look at Robert Roode. He wants it right now. He can, oh, and look at this Eric Young. He's conflicted. It's his friend in there. His friend got the bell. Oh,
no,
man.
Roll-up attempt by Petey for just another near fall. Gonna spring this time off the cage, spiked into the DDT. Here we go.
1, 2, done. Unbelievable as Robert Roode gets the shoulder up just in time. Unbelievable.
You just hear, I don't know if you can pick it up at home, but boy, you can sure hear the shrieking in our headsets of Ms. Brooks screaming in it. Eric Young, the fans here in the family arena say, go ahead.
Oh, he gets knocked right away. He gets the hockey stick in.
Petey's got the weapon in hand. Petey Williams has got the hockey stick. Yeah, the NHL playoffs are going on. The former members of Team Canada are going to square off.
He doesn't care what referee Earl Hebner says. He just wants exact revenge. He hits him in the gut. He takes him right on the chin.
That's high sticking right there, but it's legal here at Lockdown.
Well, there's nobody going to tell him it isn't. And oh, now Earl Hebner, though, realizes the damage, and he throws it out of the ring, and the crowd is tense.
Swinging a miss with the clothesline. Petey going to try and snap things off with the head scissors instead. Floats through. Was going to go for the leg sweep. Stopped by Roode in mid-move.
Oh, Petey's got it. 1, 2. Oh, my gosh. Petey Williams had him.
So close. Petey again on the verge of victory. Oh, steps out of the way, and he just shot Roode right off, face first, right into that cage door.
Oh,
could it be the Canadian Destroyer?
The Canadian Destroyer right here.
Oh, man,
come on,
you hit this, baby. Doubles him over. There's the boot. He reels it in. Here it comes.
It goes up, but Robert Roode too strong and slams him into the turnbuckles.
Back first, right into the corner. Takes him out. He calls that the payoff. 2. Got it.
Ladies and gentlemen, your winner, Robert Roode.
The suplex by Robert Roode that he calls the payoff brings a smile to the face of Ms. Brooks. Frustration to Eric Young. The victory for Robert Roode. Defeat for Petey Williams.
And look at the look on the face of Robert Roode as he is absolutely ticked off as ticked off can be, yelling at him to open up that door, and now the wrath that Eric Young is going to face right here in front of us.
Yeah,
Robert Roode says he's going to kill him.
Yeah, this isn't going to be pretty. Oh, boy. He's got Eric. He's got him hooked. What are you doing? You can hear him screaming at Eric Young, and he just throws him right down on the entrance ramp.
After the way he treated Miss Brooks, I don't blame him.
Let's get off of this. I'm sick of Robert Roode. Let's send it to Letitia standing by with Kurt Angle. Go.
Go. Get it back.
Listen, we need to talk. Oh, you want to talk? You want to talk now, huh? All right, back off, all right? Listen, I wanted to tell you this face to face. Tonight we're going to have to change the order of entrances. Why? Well, because Jim Cornette took away our advantage and gave it to Team Cage. Why'd he do that? Why, Kurt? Because of what Jeff Jarrett did last week on Impact. This is what I'm talking about. You thought you could trust him? You know his past. Listen, I had a feeling, okay? You had a feeling? I can forgive and forget, okay? But Joe? So I recommend you go have this talk with Joe and tell him, and you better do it now.
Well, we saw this kind of start off in Final Resolution, and now look at these two. They're just beating the crap out of each other, and security's coming in to get involved.
I just can't blame Gail Kim. After what she went through at Final Resolution, she wants some payback.
Gail Kim, this is none of your business. You no good slut.
Oh! Did I hear that right?
Yeah, come get some. You don't like it? You don't like it? Bring it on.
And here she comes. Oh, that touched the nerve. keep these two separated, but they're not having much luck. Oh, this is out of control. I think it's safe to say we haven't seen the last of these two.
For the first time in the history of TNA, it's going to be Gail Kim versus the Pride of Tennessee, Miss Jackie Moore, in a ladies' cage match.
That's the great thing about Lockdown. Every match in the cage, including the ladies.
You're going to get locked up and locked down, and you can tear each other apart inside the 6 sides of steel, ladies.
Let's lock these two inside the cage.
It's a 6 sides of steel catfight. Gail Kim takes on the Pride of Tennessee, Miss Jackie Moore, next.
Ladies and gentlemen, TNA's Lockdown continues with this ladies' cage match. The match can be won by pinfall, submission, going over the top of the cage, or through the cage door. Introducing first, she is the Pride of Tennessee, Ms. Jackie Moore.
On a night of first at TNA's Lockdown pay-per-view, first time ever for TNA in this great city of St. Louis, Missouri, and now, for the first time ever, the ladies get locked inside the cage. Here comes the Pride of Tennessee. For the past few months, associated with the Tennessee Cowboy James Storm, but not tonight. Jackie Moore, you're on your own, girl.
Well, this rivalry's just been vicious, Mike. I mean, it has been something like we've never seen with ladies involved, and these guys don't catfight, they brawl.
And her opponent is from Tampa, Florida, Gail Kim.
We talked earlier how, yes, every match at Lockdown is in the cage, but little different hooks to every match. You can win by going over the top, through the door, or pinfall or submission in this, and how about that? The Pride of Tennessee, Jackie Moore, not even waiting for Gail Kim to get inside the cage. She meets her on the ramp, but Gail Kim's ready for her.
Well, that's been her tactics all the time, to always try to catch Gail Kim off guard, but Gail Kim, I think, expected something like that from Jackie, and look at her just sling her to the ramp at one point. Now she sends her just somersaulting down to the bottom of the ramp.
Well, you're not kidding. You know what, over tea kettle, all the way back down. Oh, God, right here. My God, right at the broadcast table. Look out, Gail Kim.
Jackie Moore just beat her, and she used me as a base right there to get some kind of a positioning, and now, look at that, as Gail Kim just sends Jackie right into the rail.
Wow. Unprepared for that down here at the broadcast table, and look out, here we go, look out,
Gail Kim just got thrown right over the table on top of us. Jesus, just trying to get her back up there before. Unbelievable, as that's just been the kind of battle that these two have had.
Oh, now sits her up against the guardrail. She's using my water bottle.
Oh, come on. Oh, that just ticked off Gail Kim to no end.
Wow.
Oh, and look at that kick. As Gail Kim just sends the kick into the gut of Jackie Moore. My gosh, Mike. Talk about getting in the middle of it. We were right in the middle of it.
Boy, there has been bad blood. I can't even say it after that.
I swear you weren't trying to push Gail Kim back over.
I was trying to hold her in place. I wanted to fall. You know that.
I was too, I admit.
Wow.
I was trying to protect her.
And the bad blood between these two, it erupted first on, I mean, for weeks on Impact, earlier tonight on the pre-show as well. Remember Gail Kim outside on the black and blue carpet doing the interview with JB? Yes. Ms. Jackie came right out of the car, attacked her. They fought during the pre-show, and they can't even wait to get inside. Now, finally, they are locked inside the cage here at Lockdown.
They finally got in, but it has been a battle with these two, and you got to, oh, look at this ball. He just got them martial arts moves, that quickness. Gail Kim has stumped a beautiful drop kick. She had snapped off the head scissors and then the drop kick, and Gail Kim, somebody that just, you can't predict what she's going to do because she has so many martial arts types of moves.
This is one of the options, one of the 3 options to win this match. Yes, over the top of the cage, through the cage door, or pinfall or submission, whatever it takes, whatever you can do. Look at the agility of Gail Kim.
Well, Gail Kim right now in total control ever since Jackie took your water bottle there and just dumped it on her hair. I think that was just the one thing that Gail Kim didn't expect. I think if you'd asked her beforehand, she'd expected maybe, oh, great counter by the Pride of Tennessee as she just sends Gail Kim up and caught her neck right on the top rope, and that'll take the air out of you in a minute.
A slingshot move that time, you're right. Taken up into the air, as you said, Don, and throw first right across that unprotected steel cable. Check out that release. Overhead German suplex by the Pride of Tennessee.
Well, one thing about Jackie Moore, I mean, she's a brawler. She's so tough. Anybody that'll tell you that's been in the ring with her, I'm talking guys that have been in the ring with her, tell you that she's hit them as hard as some people. You can see the door open. If they can escape through the door, it also means a victory.
Oh, look at that, just overpowered her, did Gail Kim.
Well,
tossed Jackie Moore right on her backside. She slid right across the ring. Oh, as she goes in for the kill, Jackie Moore's ready and just sent her face first right into the middle turnbuckle.
Well, you could see there Jackie Moore able to counter her down from the ground. And I don't know who has an advantage in a match like this. Once they get inside, you almost think of the brawler type of Jackie Moore, as you can see her using her strength, just pulling on her hair and choking her, and then just flipping her right over the top onto her back.
Just overpowered her, brought her right back into the ring. Gonna go here for the cover.
One.
There's two, not even a 2 count before Gail Kim uses her leg strength to power out.
Well, that sends a message. What that does is it sends a message to Jackie Moore that you're not even close. I might be on my back, but you're not even close. And sometimes if you can do that quick enough, it can get inside the mind. And that's what happened right there.
Jackie trying to climb the ropes. Attempt to go high risk here. May not pay off. Gail Kim just brought her right back down into the ring, and Gail Kim's going to go up from the top rope now. Didn't really have Jackie Moore weakened sufficiently. Caught her with a boot. Then sunset flip off the middle rope. Can she take her over? Jackie Moore fighting it. Now hooks the top rope, drops down with the pin.
Oh, look at this!
Beautiful reversal by Kim. No, not even a 1 count.
Well, Jackie Moore sent the message right back, and then clotheslines her. Just a vicious clothesline, and sends Gail Kim to the mat, and then gets her by the hair and pulls her up.
Yeah, using that hair as a handle, a hair mare version of the snap mare, takes her over and then drills her right in the back with the boot.
Well, one thing Jackie will use is those feet. She'll put them hard in there, just as she will those muscular arms of hers, but it's also the feet that Gail Kim used so well. She can hit you with a drop kick. We've seen her hit hurricane runners on top ropes. I mean, she's fearless. We know that about both these girls. But maybe the more acrobatic of the two is Gail Kim, but the brawler, like I said earlier, is definitely Jackie Moore, the Pride of Tennessee.
Well, the Pride of Tennessee tried to keep Gail Kim down on the mat. Not going to happen, however, but boy, problem there, right in the corner, right by the ring ropes, as there's contact made. Both girls, I believe, hitting the corner turnbuckles or possibly the ring ropes.
I don't even know. Maybe it looked like one of them might have even gone through far enough to hit the cage. It's just on the other side of the ropes right there, as I saw Jackie look at her holding her face. It looks like she got caught pretty good. Yeah. You can see now Gail Kim got her feet first and blocks the right by Jackie, and another block.
Yeah, it works a second time, and look at these series of forearm shots from Gail Kim. Quickly shot off, and off the ring ropes comes the Pride of Tennessee, met with a clothesline. Running clothesline now by Gail Kim.
Hits her with another one now. Scoops her up, slams her down, showing her that she's got some strength. And now you see Gail Kim pointing up here as she's going up to the top rope.
Yeah, motions to the crowd that she's headed to the top.
Whoa, what a drop kick!
Missile drop kick off the top by Gail Kim.
Gail Kim off the top rope just nails Jackie Moore with the drop kick. And I don't know if it's that extra protection that may have pushed in the air too. Oh. Jackie just gets the shoulder up just in time, but that was such a great camera shot as we saw just what Gail Kim can do.
She draped the arm over Jackie Moore and went for a pin. That's one of the 3 options to win this cage matchup here at Lockdown. This is the other one, escaping through the cage door. Gail Kim slowly making her way out.
Oh, she just should have dove through there, but it's hard with those steel steps to the landing you might take.
True.
And you can see that Jackie now has got herself positioned. Elbow, and now you got to wonder, both of them have to make sure the other one doesn't try to dive out.
Boy, elbow shots from
wicked
shots. Look at that one to the side of the face of Jackie Moore. Look out!
Oh, Gail Kim used the door to her advantage, and as Jackie Moore grabbed it, Gail Kim just pulled the door back, and wait a minute, it's almost like she doesn't want to go out. She doesn't want to escape. No. Look at this.
She wants to beat her inside the what?
What in the world?
Is she going to try to escape over the top?
You gotta be kidding me.
She's up at the top. She might escape over the top here. That's one way to win.
No! She goes back after
see the fans around ringside. He said, wow, and I agree.
We got to see a replay if we can. How about how Gail Kim just shut the door? You can see this is how it started off. Right on the table. Then she threw her over on top of us. And then the missile drop kick, Mike. But this is the one right here. She takes that door, shuts it. No way is she going out that way. Off the top, wow, right on the head.
And Gail Kim victorious. Yes, Gail Kim gets the W. Got to take another look. Check this out.
Wow, catches her right across the head. Right across the head. What a shot by Gail Kim.
Knockout blow from the top by Gail Kim. Gets the 3 count. Indeed, she got the W. Way to go, Gail Kim. Wow.
Unreal.
Unreal is right. That's the only way you can describe it. Let's send it to the back. JB standing by with Mr. Backlund, the referee.
Coming up next here at Lockdown, it's a battle of X Division stars. The Warrior Senshi will go one-on-one with the Austin Star. Special guest referee appointed by Jim Cornette is Mr. Backlund. Mr. Backlund? You have intentions of calling this right down the middle, fair and square, unbiased?
I don't think you know the total picture, young man. There's something effervescent going on around here. There's something synergistic between the plebeians and Mr. You see that lady right? No, not that lady. The other one. You see her?
No, I don't actually.
Do you know the connection we have?
No.
Okay. Neither do I.
Well, are you going to call it fair and square? Are you going to call it right down the... I guess we're going to find out. The Austin Star versus Senshi up next.
Ladies and gentlemen, the next contest is scheduled for one fall. Introducing first, your special referee, Mr. Backlund.
You know, I tried to have a conversation earlier today with Mr. Backlund, and I know what you told me. Good luck. But instead, I don't know what I was thinking. I went into battle. I said, Bob, is there anything that you can tell me about your memories of St. Louis? And he just broke out some words, I don't know, multi-syllabic garbage from what I remember.
What do you think they would see if they ever did a brain scan on that man?
I have no idea. Might come up empty. Mr. Backlund, however, a great history as an in-ring performer in many cities all over the world, including St. Louis.
And introducing the opponents in this match, first from Brooklyn, New York, Senshi.
Well, here comes the Warrior. Senshi headed to the ring for this one-on-one matchup. And Don, if you think about it, the history between Mr. Backlund and both competitors in this match, both the Warrior Senshi as well as Austin Star, let's just say the history between Backlund and these two as of late, especially involving Senshi, has been pretty rocky. He's had his problems with Austin Star, though, dating back many months.
And his opponent from TV Land, the Austin Star.
You know, I know there's so many things to think about in this match. We saw how the relationship between Mr. Backlund and Senshi kind of disintegrated. We know there is none between Austin Star and Bob Backlund, but if you remember Destination X, the one thing I'm looking forward to is when Senshi and Austin Star are in the ring together, you're going to see fireworks, because these guys are two of the best athletes, two of the best X Division wrestlers, two of the best wrestlers of any kind you will ever see in the ring.
And hey, Don, if you think about it, this resurgence in the X Division, this is where it's going to come from. With competitors like Senshi, with competitors like Austin Star, Mr. Backlund, well, he's got that old school referee shirt on, of course the familiar bow tie and suspenders, having Dick Worley flashbacks at this point as he's checking the boots of one Austin Star.
Well, he wants to make sure that there's no underhandedness going to be on the part of Austin Star. And he actually did it earlier with Senshi, although Senshi, of course, doesn't have as many places to hide things, it looks like, as Austin Star does. But he's trying to explain the rules right there. I'd hate to be even trying to figure that out if I was Senshi and Austin Star. Don't tell him what Bob Backlund's telling him.
Oh, not a clue. Not a clue. I think at this point, yes, I mean, if you're competing in this match, you've got to listen to what Mr. Backlund says. But you can see by the eye contact that these two made, the body language between Senshi and Austin Starr, I think they almost tuned out Mr. Backlund.
I swear I saw the word plebeians, though.
I think that goes wherever he does. That's what he kept telling me. He was talking about the plebeians of St. Louis, Missouri. I said, can you tell me about the great matches that you had for Sam Mushnick against individuals like Harley Race here in St. Louis? And he just went on a diatribe. I still don't know what he was talking about.
He doesn't remember Harley Race, let alone what he did in St. Louis.
Not even sure if he's a member of the human race, let alone Harley Race.
Okay, as we can see them locking up, Austin Starr got Senshi around the head, and I just can't help it. Every time Backlund's around,
it's a head shaker.
Disturbing experience.
It's a head shaker, that's for sure. Well, you see Backlund there, made the wrestlers break, coming off the ropes, and that was the opening that Austin Starr was looking for. Caught Senshi unaware, nailed him with that left-hand shot, follows up with another left arm, forearm, and a left hand that's delivered with authority, and it lands right on the jaw of Senshi.
Well, you can see Mr. Backlund there telling him you got to have an open hand, and it was a fist by Austin Starr. Now, this has been so unlike these guys, is that they're just kind of measuring each other. I think they're also measuring Mr. Backlund, and man, what a shot. Look how quick Senshi's coming off those ropes. But Austin Starr able to jump over him, and what a chop. What a chop by Senshi.
Oh, knife edge chop. It rocks Austin Starr. Scooping a slam. The Warrior going to drop that corkscrew elbow right on the chest.
1, 2. Oh, wait, that was a quick count there. Whoa, did that look quick to you?
I mean, that's what you have to do. You have a referee like Mr. Backlund. Let's face it, not exactly experienced as a third man in the six-sided ring. And Mr. Backlund, the cadence of his count is something that these two competitors, both Senshi and Austin Starr, they're going to have to get used to.
They're going to figure it out in a hurry, and I think Austin Starr did. I mean, it was wham, wham, and he got it up there. But, I mean, it's got to be going through his mind now. If you get your back to the mat, you better get it up in a hurry. Now, I'll be interested to see if he does the same count. If Austin Starr gets a near fall on Senshi, we'll have to listen, but listen to those chops. That's one thing you can hear.
And look at the chest of Austin Starr. You can see the handprint of the Warrior Senshi swing and a miss with that shot in the corner. Senshi answers with chop after chop to the chest.
I'll tell you, this is no joke. I was walking around the arena today and I saw Senshi in a dark corner, and he was doing these crazy exercises, and he would stop and he would take a card from a deck and throw it on the ground. I asked him what he was doing. He does 54, actually he counts the jokers, 54 different exercises to get ready for a match, and the way he counts is by using the deck of cards. How about that?
We got some strange birds around here, don't we, in TNA? Factor in Mr. Backlund and his Harvard step test. Austin Starr, I mean, who knows what he's about from TV land? I'll try and take Senshi up here. Position him right up across that top turnbuckle, and then follow up Senshi in a bad position here in the corner.
Well, it is. It's hard to grab onto the cage there and you know, get any kind of stability, and he wasn't able to do it. In the back being raked right there by Austin Starr, and you can see Senshi trying to grab up for it again, but Austin Starr knows he's got him, and he goes right back after.
Yeah, so proud of himself too after raking the back. Comes back into the ring with that suplex attempt, and then the follow pin, and you saw the very quick count for Mr. Backlund, who tells Austin Starr that he came just one split second away from getting 3.
Well, I'll tell you what, though, he was the same quick count with both of them, so at least you can say it's fair both ways. These guys are going to have to be oh, man, just goes right into the gut, takes the air out of Senshi, and now using the ropes right there and just pulling on the neck, taking it out, and you can see Mr. Backlund pulling Austin Starr off of him.
Yeah, Backlund obviously feels like that's a chokehold. It's like he had his legs wrapped around the Warrior Senshi in a scissor move, as well as throttling him in the corner with the choke at the same time. Right back to the offensive. Here goes Austin Starr. Senshi fighting from his knees with both left and right. Back up to the vertical base and reels off another knife edge chop to the chest.
One thing we haven't seen so far is the feet Senshi, something that he uses so well. Oh man, just put that knee into his chest and then puts him on his back. And you can see he's going for that pendulum elbow. Yeah. And when he hits it, it's like that corkscrew elbow that Senshi does. And oh, it just comes in with such force. And Senshi is reeling. But Senshi, somebody who uses those feet so well, he can kick it from anywhere in the building. Hasn't been able to get one kick that I can remember yet to Austin Starr.
Well, you're right. Relying on the chops mostly for the offensive attack as we take a great wide shot at the beautiful Family Arena here in St. Louis, Missouri. And what a great crowd we have on hand in this great wrestling city.
That's where they're still coming in.
Going to go for the crossface chicken wing here. The move that Mr. Backlund made famous. Senshi trying to fight it. And of course, Mr. Backlund right there watching very closely to see if he's going to submit. You talked about the kicks. There's one of them perfectly placed. He went to spring off the middle rope, but he got caught right in mid-move. Now, powerbomb. Yes.
Oh, he just slams him down. 1, 2. Oh, just in time, but he just turns right over and grabs onto the leg of Senshi and just pulling it backwards. Not meant to go. Look at the pain on the face of Senshi as he's fighting it, Mike.
And check out the torque from Austin Starr as he applies that half Boston crab.
Look at the strength of Senshi as he's trying to work his way over to the ropes, but you can see how far he still has to go. And Austin Starr is going to try to get his grip and move him back, but he got on the ropes. Oh, wait a minute, he pulls it back, but Backlund saw it.
Yeah, Backlund saw it, and Backlund's going to make him break the hold here. Boy, Don, good job. You were right on the money when you talked about the offense of Senshi. And a move like this right here, this half Boston crab by Austin Starr, it's going to limit the ability of the Warrior Senshi to use those kicks. Going to wear down the leg, wear down the knee.
Well, he goes right after the chops again, and I don't know if it's just something that if he feels if he doesn't use them enough that Austin Starr won't see him, but right now, the style that he's doing is just going right into the hands of Austin Starr. What a left by Starr. Shut up! Just caught him right in the lip and the teeth.
Yeah, rocked him that time. Now going to try and shoot him off and springing off the ropes. Flying forearm shot by Senshi, and then a great forearm right to the top of the head.
Oh, he spins one there. How quick is he? And look how he uses that corkscrew kick there. And somehow, I love that kick.
Oh, I do
too. He nails you right on the top of the head.
Yeah, just the way he hooks it. Almost like, how does he make his leg hook like that? Springs back and caught him with another kick, and now we're seeing that offensive arsenal that we've been talking about. Oh, the Warrior Senshi, the series of stiff, brutal kicks to Austin Starr.
Well, he was waiting for the opportunity, and when he saw it, he went with one right after another. But that just shows you, and that's only 1% of his repertoire when it comes to those kicks. And now he sent a message to Austin. Oh! Smashed him right into the cage door.
Yeah, just lifted him high into the air.
Look at that kick.
And then rolls through, capo kick right to the top of the head. Pin,
1, 2.
No. Man, what a back body drop that was as he took Austin Starr high into the air and just nowhere to go when he went back first right into the steel cage door.
Boy, we got to see some of the best of Senshi, and that's what I was talking about. And now he's toying with him with the legs. Look at him. Oh, but Austin Starr able to connect, catch, and grab a hold of it. Now takes his head off the cage door and puts him on his back.
And it's really a great counter, and it's a great offensive move by Austin Starr to try and take the legs of Senshi out. Quick pin attempt here. Backlund barely makes a 1 count.
Austin Starr able to get the momentum turned in his favor. And you notice he'll go right after Senshi's head every time he can. I think but look at the strength of Senshi. But Austin Starr goes down low, and Senshi goes over the top of him and catches the turnbuckle.
Measures him, charges, and connects with the drop kick right into the chest.
Beautiful drop kick, man. That's a message of his own. Here we go.
Got his feet on the ropes. Does Backlund see it?
Yes, he does.
Backlund dropped down. Mr. Backlund made the 2 count, but then you got to admit what a good job he's doing here as the third man in the ring as the referee. He saw that he was using the ropes for leverage, and Austin Starr is getting right in Mr. Backlund's face. I'm not sure that's too wise.
Well, Bob Backlund's watched Austin Starr so many times, and he had to expect that. And he was, what a drop kick, a running drop kick. Senshi just knocked the crap out of him.
All of his weight behind both legs, right to the chest. Could this be the Warrior's way?
Oh, I see that double foot. Wait a minute, Bob Backlund's in the way. And he throws him. Starr throws Backlund into the ropes, and it caught Senshi.
Oh, just when he was going to go up to the top, that double foot stomp, and this could open the door here for Austin Starr. Can he take advantage?
Look at that!
50 pin, 2.
Got it! No! Man! Senshi able to get the shoulder up out of the 450. Wow! You gotta give Austin Starr credit. I wonder if we can see that again. That was a thing of absolute beauty.
Look at the frustration here. So evident from Austin Starr. He's saying it was a 3 count, and he just pushed Mr. Backlund. I don't think this is too wise. You've had problems in the past.
Oh, you can see he is. Oh,
look at that.
He took the tie off.
Bow tie off. Oh, he means business. you'd have to say with a little assist from Mr. Backlund, and look how PO'd Austin Starr is.
Crazy! He's absolutely crazy! Look at his eyes! He just couldn't believe that Cincy was able to get that. Oh man, he just
frothing at the mouth.
Yeah, he couldn't believe after that beautiful 450 he hit on Cincy that he was able to get his shoulder up, and then he got into the face of Bob Backlund, and he wasn't going to stand for it.
I think the plebeians, at least the ones around ringside, think that Mr. Backlund did a pretty good job as referee.
I thought he did a great job, Austin Starr, but you got to give Cincy credit. Cincy gets that shoulder up just in time.
Bottom line, yes, Cincy the Warrior with the win. Let's send it to JB and Samoa Joe.
I'm here with the Samoan submission machine, Samoa Joe. Joe, you've asked for this time to make a public statement in regards to Jeff Jarrett being number 5, and I got to ask you, Kurt Angle, he wants to know where you are. He wants to track you down.
Kurt's gonna track me down. Kurt's looking for me. Well, where were you, Kurt? Where were you 2 weeks ago when I wanted to know who my partner was? Where were you? When I asked you, when I pleaded with you, when I begged you to tell me who our 5th man was? You were nowhere to be seen. So if you want to find me, it's not that hard. It's never been that hard, Kurt. In fact, it's always been a little bit too convenient for you to not find me when it counts. Oh, and what do you want to find me? Tell me that Jarrett lost his advantage tonight? How convenient! How convenient, Kurt! For all the integrity that you got, you have no intelligence! Don't you see what's happening? Don't you see what's going on around you, Kurt? Can't you open your eyes? You scumbag, Jarrett! You think for 1 minute you have me fooled. You see, for as much as I hate Kurt, for as much as I despise Kurt, you and me, we will never get along. We will never get along. And as for tonight, make your move, Jarrett. I know what's coming. I know what you want to do. I know what your plan is. And I beg you to cross that line. Come at me, because when you do, I will be there waiting. I will break you. I will maim you. I will kill you. And for anybody else that gets in the way of my title shot tonight, you will feel the same fate. It's a war tonight, and I go to war handicapped. But I'll be damned if I don't come out the victor.
Mike and Don back at ringside at Lockdown. I think it's safe to say that there's a little bit of friction when it comes to Team Angle. I think Kurt realized that the choice of the King of the Mountain, Jeff Jarrett, as team member 5 was going to be controversial, but did he know it was going to be this controversial?
Well, after the decision that Jim Cornette made that now gives Team Cage the numbers game, you could see the reaction right there with Samoa Joe. As far as he's concerned, it's all part of Jarrett's game plan. And again, the distrust is now forming in Team Angle.
Yeah, could you ever imagine that someone like the Olympic gold medalist Kurt Angle would have his loyalty, would have his integrity questioned?
No, not by any of those guys, you wouldn't think. But when Jeff Jarrett's involved, he's so controversial, you can understand their feelings.
Up next at Lockdown, it's the battle of the former America's Most Wanted tag team partners, Chris Harris and James Storm.
And what? Hey, wait a minute! Oh my God! He just busted his own partner, Chris Harris, right in the face, and there's glass everywhere. That's his own partner. I am not believing what I'm seeing.
Doctors have told me that I am at 35% of my vision. They have said that I could risk losing my vision permanently. They don't know when or if it'll ever come back. Is revenge worth me losing my sight? He has no idea what I am capable of. He knows the Chris Harris that was a part of America's Most Wanted. He has no idea the Chris Harris that I am now. All that has consumed me is the hatred and the anger that I have for this man. He thinks what he has done is gonna put me out permanently. That is nothing compared to what I'm gonna do to that man.
He's held on the frustration inside of him as he keeps going after Storm.
Wildcat Chris Harris taking matters into his own hands.
Storm, by now you've learned to be looking over your shoulder at all times. Hey, it may not be in a TNA ring, but I will tell you one thing. You will be the first to know, one way or another. I will get a piece of you. I promise you.
Nobody knows the 6 sides of steel better than you and I, Storm. It's gonna be the blind leading the blind. Remember the old saying, cowboy? An eye for an eye.
It's an eye for an eye. Wildcat Chris Harris meets former best friend Cowboy James Storm in a blindfold match.
Ladies and gentlemen, Lockdown continues with a special blindfold match scheduled for one fall. Introducing first, from Leepersport, Tennessee, Cowboy James Storm!
You know, Mike, I never thought I would see the friendship and the partnership of Storm and Harris go this direction. And then that memory of Storm taking that beer bottle, smashing it, almost blinding, and ruining the career of Chris Harris. It just was something I couldn't imagine. But it's all coming to fruition, as he's going to be feeling the same thing that Wildcat as we look at David Eckstein.
Yes, sir. World Series MVP David Eckstein on the right. That's St. Louis Cardinals pitcher and Eckstein's teammate Ryan Franklin joining him at ringside. The big names from St. Louis sports have turned out for TNA's debut in the gateway to the West. Oh, it's been a great weekend in St. Louis. Members of the World Series champion Cardinals in attendance.
You can't blame them.
And his opponent from Fort Wright, Kentucky, Wildcat Chris Harris!
I'm not exactly sure that it's the wisest thing for the Wildcat Chris Harris to go into this match in the condition that he's in. Obviously, you see, still wearing the eye patch. But you can't blame Chris Harris because of the level of frustration, Don, that he has lived with. And think about it. It's a level of frustration that you and I will never understand. He wakes up every morning not knowing whether he will ever recover, whether he will ever regain 100% sight in his eye. And he realizes as he steps inside the cage tonight at Lockdown, he finally has a chance to get his hands on his former longtime AMW tag team partner, that man, the Tennessee Cowboy, James Storm. And just think, how many times have we seen on Impact? How many times have we seen on recent pay-per-view events where Chris Harris charges after James Storm, and James Storm does everything but run right out of the building to avoid him?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, he's just been such a coward when it comes to going face-to-face with the Wildcat. But you almost sense that Storm just resented Chris Harris the entire time they were together. You know what I mean? You almost sense that they hated the fact that he hated the fact that the Wildcats sometimes may have got more of the credit as far as America's Most Wanted is concerned. At least that's how he feels in his mind. And in Wildcat's mind, this man almost ended his career. Maybe he has. But at this point, he's at least going to get one shot to do it on equal footing. On equal footing, where James Storm has to put the hood on also, so that they'll be blindfolded. And now maybe James Storm will understand what the Wildcats been going through here these last few months.
Well, you recall that Jim Cornette from TNA Management, he said that there's no way that in his right mind that he could allow the Wildcat Chris Harris to return to the TNA ring in the condition he was. Not at 100%. But Chris Harris went to Jim Cornette, and he pleaded with him. He begged. He said, is there any way I can get this match? Cornette said no. He came back a second time and he laid out a plan, and Jim Cornette said, yes, I will agree to this blindfold match. It puts it on equal footing.
Well, Jim Cornette, with his history in the wrestling business, understands the Wildcats' frustration, as you can see them all kind of trying to feel their way around right now. James Storm in the middle of the ring, and I mean, without having those ropes around you, and now you see Storm touching it, and Wildcat kind of going around the ropes himself as he tries to find out where Storm is, and right now they're on opposite sides of the ring and they don't realize it. Oh, wait a minute, referee Rudy Charles got in the way.
I mean, think
Storm
about
not
it, though.
taking any chances.
I mean, Harris at this point, I mean, he can probably hear that there's someone there, and he didn't realize whether it was the referee Rudy Charles or James Storm. I'm sorry, that's James Storm right there. That Storm had that problem with Rudy Charles, while the Wildcat Chris Harris measuring now James Storm.
Well, you could see it's one of those things where eventually you've got to almost just sense where your opponent is. And when you do, and you feel it, you realize it's him, you don't wait for a second as they're so close right here. Don't realize it, and they almost go right by each other, and they don't even touch. Wait a minute. I think that Wildcat feels Storm, and he thought he had him, and again, goes over to the cage, and now going in the opposite direction.
Boy, it's equal footing for both men here, both Chris Harris and James Storm, but at the same time, it makes it so difficult when they have these hoods, these blindfolds in place.
And the crowd trying to help them along and tell them, but all that does is confuse them. All the noise being yelled at them, I mean, it almost takes away that sixth sense that you've got to have in a match like this. Oh, there it is.
Well, both men go for a punch, and neither connects, both go down.
One thing about it, though, did you notice the punch itself. I mean, they didn't hold back for 1 second. If that would have connected, somebody was going down and going down hard.
Well, the ferocity of both men as they tried to lay each other out with those shots. I mean, it's just the buildup of the months and the months that these two have been pretty much at each other's throats ever since the breakup of America's Most Wanted. Don, when you talk about the most decorated tag team in the history of TNA.
Well, what they've got to do right now is they've got to find a way to shorten this ring and corner them. As you can see, they're just kind of, again, just winding themselves around. Now they connect, and now you see the Wildcat goes right after it, and James Storm just escaping to a corner.
Right, just even tried to go for a rudimentary move like that single leg takedown, but it's so tough with that blindfold, with that hood in place, and Storm was able to get out of the way, and the Wildcat couldn't hook him.
No, now he's farther away from Storm again, and again, he's just now trying to crawl around, get some kind of footing.
You just get your bearings as to where you are in the ring.
And now he does. He realizes he's at a corner. He's at a turnbuckle. He knows he can feel it. And now he's looking for the crowd to give him some help. As he's pointing in different directions, and listen to this, it's like a meter, and he hears it, and there he goes, inching his way towards Storm, and he knows the crowd has let him know, and there he goes, he's got it.
Double leg takedown, and look at the Wildcat go right on the offensive. Series of shots with that left hand that, well, he made so famous. And James Storm able to get out of the way, but now they're right back in that same position until the crowd comes back into play here, until the crowd is able to give some help and assistance to the Wildcat. Oh, Storm caught him right with a vicious knee right into the gut.
Well, now you can see you got to rely so much on feel. And James Storm thought he had it, just swinging wildly, hoping that something will connect. That eventually, oh, what a shot! And the referee's going to have to put the hood back on. But that's what I'm talking about, what a vicious shot by Wildcat Chris Harris, and he just nailed James Storm with it.
Well, you're right. The hood went flying right off the head of James Storm. He just got rocked. Rudy Charles applies that hood right back on the head of Storm, and then the cheap shot from Storm caught him with the knee. Exchange here now. You see the scoop and a slam by Storm.
And you can see now that James Storm realizes where Wildcat is, and he goes for the elbow drop, but he misses. Just comes up empty, and that's just a matter of Wildcat just finding his way over to the ropes.
Well,
you know, if you go a certain direction at one point for long enough, you're going to get your bearing.
Nobody home on that drop down, the elbow drop attempt by Storm. The Wildcat trying to get his bearings in the corner. Boy, it's a tough position to be put in this match.
Well, it's just so tough, and it's just so different than any kind of match. This is a match that's not, you know, about wrestling styles. It's not about how pretty it's going to be. It's a match that's evening the playing field, and it gives Wildcat Chris Harris a chance to wrestle James Storm on even footing with only one eye.
Well, Storm lucked out that time. He was backing towards that corner, and he just raked right through that hood, right through that blindfold. He just raked the eyes of the Wildcat Chris Harris.
No, look at this. He doesn't want to put it back on, and he's just going to the crowd as they're yelling at him. And he puts it back on now, but it's still an advantage to him. He kind of has an idea now where the Wildcat Chris Harris is.
Boy, that's got to be a big edge. The fact that he was just there, that he just applied those offensive moves, and that he was able to get his bearings.
Well, and he did. Look at that. He went right over to him. I mean, he did that for his own means. He knew that he'd have it put back on. Oh! And then he just goes right over there. Nails it. Two. No.
Just a 2 count before Harris is able to power out. Oh, Storm now appears to be really in control in this matchup. I mean, he can see right there. He can feel his opponent. He knows that he's got him by the head.
You can see he's
going to pick him up just right at the head. He can feel that he's got the hood.
Well, he just used that advantage. He made sure the hood came off so that he could get this advantage. And he, you know, Wildcat Chris Harris doesn't even realize that the hood came off of Storm. He doesn't realize that Storm could see him. And now look at this, the kicking, the knees, as Wildcat trying to get those knees up high enough to graze him. And now look at that, Storm just reels him right back in. Oh, Wildcat's got a hold of the head now. Oh, wow, he connects.
Just brought him right out of the corner, dropped him down. Advantage now, Chris Harris, but at the same time, you say that, but the Wildcat's got to maintain again and find out where he is in the ring, and you can see that he reaches across.
Oh,
he finds a leg,
one,
drapes the arm,
two.
goes for the pin, no.
Elbow up right there by Storm.
Yeah, just pure reflexes there to get that shoulder up before the 3 count. And again, you see James Storm this time, the Cowboy,
using
the ring ropes. Well, using the ring ropes at least to see where he's at, and then climbing up the side of the cage.
And again, you can see the Wildcat using the crowd meter to find out where he is, and he's got him. And I don't know what Storm was thinking, whether he was going to climb up there and try to escape or what he's doing. But now you see both of them now going up top as they realize where they're at. But how dangerous is this, Mike? You can't see for one thing, and then you're this high above the ring.
Yeah, both men now up on the top rope, battling and hanging on for dear life up on top at the same time, using the side of the cage just to try and maintain their balance.
One shot after the other, they can almost feel each other, and again, Storm. Oh, but he spears him right off the top of the rope, and Storm doesn't even have the mask on.
Oh yeah, the hood being put back into place now by senior official Rudy Charles. And now here comes the count from referee Charles.
Well, that took a lot out of Chris Harris as he didn't know where he was, and it's just that anticipation. I mean, think about it. When your eyes are open, you can judge where the match's going to be. You can figure out how you're going to land.
True.
And I don't think he, realized that, obviously, without being able to see, and it just took the breath right out of him.
Now both men up to a knee. You can see Storm back up to both feet now. Swing and a miss. Shot off into the ropes. He just backed right up into the Wildcat. And Harris takes him up. Full Nelson slam, drops him down. Pin two. Shoulder up, and again, the hood has come off the head of the Wildcat, Chris Harris.
And you can see that hood's come off and they put it back on, but Wildcat Chris Harris still able to get a glimpse of where James Storm is right now.
Should be a big advantage for him, you would think, going forward from this point, like it was earlier for the Tennessee Cowboy.
Both of them now working their way around. And then you can see the Wildcat going for the ankle, but now he's got referee Rudy Charles, and he thinks he's got it put in.
Yeah, double leg. Gonna go here. Look at this sharpshooter applied. But you can see that Chris Harris, he just felt he felt that the referee was wearing pants there. He knows that couldn't have been the leg of James Storm.
Storm's got the mask off in his hand, and then he super kicks Wildcat Chris Harris. He had no way of knowing it was coming. The referee doesn't see, and now he puts the mask back on. 1, 2, and there was nothing Harris could do.
Ladies and gentlemen, your winner, Cowboy James Storm.
He flipped him off, and then he super kicked him right in that head, and then goes for the cover, gets the 3 count, and the blindfold match goes to James Storm.
Well, I mean, the referee was taken out of play, and James Storm realized it. And he could tell that Wildcat had a hold of somebody, and then he took that advantage. And super kicked him, put the mask back on, and got the pin.
James Storm with the victory over Chris Harris at Lockdown. To the back, Letitia and the Olympic gold medalist, Kurt Angle.
Hey, how you feeling tonight?
Feeling good. I'm ready to go.
Well, listen, we need to talk about Jared.
What for? The damage is already done, isn't it, Kurt? What does it matter now?
Listen, you of all people understand what this business can do to people, okay? Yeah. I think Jeff Jarrett has changed for the better. Now, you may choose not to think that, but tonight, you can either choose to trust Jarrett, or you can choose not to trust Jarrett. I really don't care. But remember this one thing. When we go out there, we're all on the same side. That's all I have to say.
Hold on a minute. I remember the match that Jeff Jarrett did after Bound for Glory, and I know you were there that night, weren't you, Kurt? You saw his face then, didn't you?
Yes, I did.
You saw something happen in him that night, didn't you?
Yes, I did.
I saw it too. Yes, that's right. We talked about it. I saw it firsthand, up close and personal. I don't know how, I don't know why, I don't know what happened to him, and I know it's none of my business either. But I do know this, that night after Bound for Glory, something happened to him. He was a different man. So for tonight, Kurt, I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt. But if he screws me over one time, it'll be shame on him. It'll be bad for you too.
This job sucks.
Boy, we've seen the reaction from the War Machine Rhino. We heard how vocal Samoa Joe was, and now Sting. Well, it sounds to me like there is problems. There are problems. There's mistrust. All the part of Team Kurt Angle.
One thing I noticed, though, about Sting, Mike, and he always, I think, wants to see the good in people. And you saw him remind Kurt Angle about Bound for Glory. And we remember that heartfelt speech that Jeff Jarrett gave after Bound for Glory. And I think that Sting is trying to rely on that as he's trying to look for the good in Jeff Jarrett, and you can see it's frustrating Kurt Angle now that he's got nobody trusting him.
I guess we'll find out later tonight exactly whose side Jeff Jarrett is on. Coming up next, it's Jerry Lynn against Christopher Daniels. Let's check out what's been happening as of late with the Fallen Angel.
It's been said that the beginning of wisdom is found in doubting. That by doubting, we come to the question, and by seeking, we may come upon the truth. Well, for too long now, I've doubted my purpose. I've doubted myself. And that doubt now is over. Because now I seek the truth. They say that time changes things, but you actually have to change them yourself. And that change has to come from within. During this time I've taken to look inside myself, to see what the answers were, I've finally realized that the important thing is this. I have to be able to sacrifice what I am for the sake of what I will become.
Who will feel the wrath of X? The X Division pioneer, Jerry Lynn, takes on the fallen angel, Christopher Daniels.
Ladies and gentlemen, the following contest is scheduled for one fall. Introducing first, from Minneapolis, Minnesota, Jerry Lynn!
Here comes the pioneer of the X Division. Yes, former X Division title holder, Jerry Lynn. And he has had his problems as of late with the Fallen Angel. This is his opportunity to get Christopher Daniels inside the cage.
And his opponent from the City of Angels, he is the Fallen Angel, Christopher Daniels!
Mike, we're looking at a man I don't understand, a man that personified what the X Division was all about. Somebody that just handled himself with such style, such grace, such integrity. And now we're seeing a guy that is on his own mission, he's on his own agenda, and I'll be honest with you, I have no idea where he's coming from, and it's just hard to picture the Fallen Angel in this way.
I mean, we call Jerry Lynn the pioneer of the X Division, but if you think about it, Christopher Daniels, he was one of those men. Christopher Daniels took pride in building the X Division to the level that it's become today. But the behavior that we have seen as of late, there's just really no explanation for it at all. I mean, he was to set an example. He's to wrestle by the book. He paved the way for youngsters. He never behaved like this, and boy, oh boy.
Just that look he gave you when he came over to the table as you're talking.
I saw the eye contact.
Just giving you, I mean, not blinking. I mean, Mike, what is it? What is going on with Christopher Daniels right now?
I mean, I certainly don't have an explanation. We've seen in recent weeks where people like Jeremy Borash have tried to get inside his mind, but he just won't say a thing about it.
No, it's just been weird. He had that situation where always coming out something related to Sting with the leather jacket and the bat. And
wore the Sting mask,
the mask at one time, and picking on, basically going right after Jerry Lynn. Somebody again, oh, what a backbreaker! He just turned him right into the knee. Oh, look at Jerry Lynn. You can see Jerry Lynn he's taking offense to the way Christopher Daniels has singled him out. He really has. He feels he doesn't deserve it. He feels that he's been somebody that personified the X Division just as well as Christopher Daniels did. These former multi-champions.
I mean, that's exactly what Daniels has done, as we see, appropriately enough, in St. Louis, Missouri. Yes, the Thez press, that move that was made famous by the great Lou Thez by Jerry Lynn. But Daniels has singled him out. He's gone out of his way. After matches, after victories by Jerry Lynn, during backstage interviews as well, where Daniels has attacked him, and with absolutely no explanation, we can't get inside that mind.
No, he doesn't say anything unless it's kind of cryptic. You know what I mean? You never get a straight up explanation for what he's done, and he said he was going to search for himself, and I don't know where he went, and I don't know what he found, but it's just hard to see Christopher Daniels this way. And Jerry Lynn, I think, is going to try to knock some sense right back into him as he just takes his feet and flips him through the ropes right there, and it gives him no room between the ropes and the cage.
Oh, first the head scissors, and then the drop kick while the Fallen Angel was sandwiched between the ring ropes and the cage.
Jerry Lynn here, and taking total control. Oh, man, playing possum a little bit was the Fallen Angel and just snapped that neck right off the top rope.
Got to admit, quick reactions, however, from Daniels, and using the ring ropes. Oh, man, to his advantage. What a knee shot to the back. And did you see Jerry Lynn go flying? And he went right directly into the steel cage door.
I mean, just the viciousness in it. I mean, you know, he's been the same athlete and does things the same way, but just that extra viciousness, just in the way he handles himself. You can see just with those punches. It's like it's not even about sportsmanship. It's about causing pain.
Well, you're right. Just especially in the past minute or so of this matchup, we've seen a different side of the Fallen Angel, Christopher Daniels, and now raking the eyes of Jerry Lynn. That's something that you would never have seen from him in the past.
Now, you know, applying the knee to the back and pulling back on the chin and then raking the eyes, like you said, but anything he can do to take advantage, it's like he's wanting to destroy these opponents. He's just wanting to just totally get inside their heads and take them out. Maybe that's what he felt happened to him. And now look at him just driving the boot in and pulling on the arm and trying to separate that shoulder of Jerry Lynn.
Laid him out with the clothesline first, and you're right. Right back to the offensive here. Raking again across the eyes, or just taking his fingers, just fish hooking him almost, putting his fingers right into the eyes of Jerry Lynn.
And you can almost sense the crowd. I think the crowd, when they see Christopher Daniels, they remember Christopher Daniels of the X Division Championships, of the great matches between him and AJ and Joe, and now they're seeing front and center the kind of person that Christopher Daniels is, and it's hard to accept. It is hard to accept.
I think you make a great point. You can see around ringside that people, they want to show their appreciation to Christopher Daniels for everything that he's meant to TNA, for everything that he's meant to the X Division. As we said, the example that he set, wrestling by the book, paving the way for the young kids in the X Division. But boy, he has certainly changed his colors as of late.
And I'm trying to figure what it can be. Is it something that he feels that as good as he's been, it's never done him any good? I don't know.
Possible.
And now look at this. It's Jerry Lynn. Oh,
victory
him
roll.
over.
1, 2, no.
Daniels able to kick out of it, but Jerry Lynn needs something to get it going, and wow, that was perfection right there, Mike TNA.
Another hit scissor snapped off. Oh boy, just as Lynn gets it turned around in his favor, Daniels cuts him off, and that time stopped him right in mid-move with the kick.
You know, you might not like Christopher Daniels right now, and you might not understand what he's going through, as I know I don't, but you got to respect his ability because he's as good as anybody we've ever seen. And you hear the sound as Jerry Lynn catches his back right on that cage door.
Now what's he doing? Got one of our cameramen right
he just
up
grabbed
here.
One of the cords right off of it.
He just took the cable right from the camera, and he's got it wrapped around the neck of Jerry Lynn.
Now that's just something you never would have seen in the past. Christopher Daniels just applies it and just chokes the air out of him as referee Andrew Thomas goes in there, and now the crowd, I think, is sensing what this guy's all about.
Oh, this is a side.
He's praying right now.
Fallen Angel Christopher Daniels that none of us has seen.
The only problem is I don't know who.
Gonna take Lynn now up into the air, drop him down, backdrop suplex. It's almost as if the crowd really doesn't know how to react with what they're seeing from Christopher Daniels. Springs back, hits that moonsault, pin attempt for 2.
When you see him glide through the air like that as he almost got the pin, you know, you just have such great memories. He's so fluid. But Jerry Lynn right now has got to hit the momentum back his way. He's got to figure out that he can't play mind games with this Christopher Daniels. He's just got to use his ability that made him one of the greatest we've ever seen in the X Division.
Mid-ring abdominal stretch applied by Daniels. Obviously an effort to continue this wear-down movement that we've seen. Opening minute saw Jerry Lynn on the offensive, but boy, since then it has been all Christopher Daniels, the Fallen Angel.
Oh, he has. I mean, he hasn't let up. He's been relentless. Jerry Lynn snapped off the head scissors there, but you could, I mean, earlier on, but Christopher Daniels able to just get it going back his way, and I mean, just totally in control, and what a shot right there to the chin, the jaw of Jerry Lynn, and you can see Jerry Lynn just backed up against it. He's wore out.
Position in the corner, caught him with that thrust, and now going to try and take him off. You can see Lynn hanging on for dear life, holding onto the cage, and another open hand palm thrust delivered by Daniels. Now he's going to try and go right up to the top.
Oh, now you can see the Fallen Angel realizes that, oh, Jerry Lynn, though, stuck right underneath, kind of awesome. What a slam! And I mean, it was like everything it took from Jerry Lynn, but he just had the intestinal fortitude to see that opportunity and just drove the back of Daniels down to the mat.
Desperation move by Jerry Lynn pays off. The X Division Pioneer going to try and turn it around in his favor after being on the defensive for the better part of the past few minutes.
Wow, Christopher Daniels, I mean, he had things totally in control, and I think he just for a second hesitated. And somebody like Jerry Lynn, You open a window a crack, he'll open it all the way.
Yeah, this might be the opening he's looking for. Swinging a miss with a clothesline by Daniels. He leaves his feet, does Lynn, connects with that back elbow. Gonna take him now and throw him directly over the top rope right into the side of the cage.
And you can see now Jerry Lynn just using that to fire himself up as Christopher Daniels trying to get up, maybe get it to the high ground where he can get, you know, a high-risk shot, take it out of it, but Jerry Lynn doesn't even give him a chance.
Corner mount. Going to try and rein in those blows, and does. The series of shots as the crowd chants along. Right hand after right hand by Jerry Lynn, connecting to the top of the head of the fallen angel. A weary Daniels back out to the middle of the ring, and when he turns around, Lynn is there, catches him, follow pin attempt for 2.
Man, he just snaps that off, and he just hits it with such precision. It's when he sees the moment, Mike. He doesn't wait for a second. I mean, that's what makes the wrestler so great like that. The no hesitation. You can't second guess yourself, and he didn't.
Daniels connects with the jawbreaker. Went to try and lift him up into the air for a slam. Lynn avoids him, rolls through. Quick float over, DDT. Spiked him, dropped him right on his head.
1,
Pin,
2.
No, just barely got the shoulder up before 3.
Christopher Daniels just on instinct gets that shoulder up in the air. But now you can see Christopher Daniels, that it's almost like, well, this is obviously what you wanted. You've got a chance now to be this new person in the ring, but he's got to be wondering, because, you know, if you're going to pick a fight with somebody like Jerry Lynn, you better be prepared for one of the best there is.
Daniels follows up the offensive. Caught him first with the boot. Now going to try and shoot him off, and does. You see that Daniels hooks the top rope and then elevates his opponent. He sends Lynn back first into the cage.
Right into the cage, just upside down as he flops there on the ground, and there's just no room between the ropes and the cage. Now you can see Jerry Lynn trying to get to his feet, but Christopher Daniels, I think, is measuring him up.
Both men to their feet, but you're right. He just took him right down, pin, and no. 2 count only for Daniels that time. He came right across with the judo move and took Jerry Lynn down to the canvas, but not able to put him away.
Nobody measured it perfectly, and now you can just see how precise he's being as he's just contemplating what he was going to do. It looked like he was going to go for a headbutt or something, but Jerry Lynn able to just drive the fist into the stomach.
Yeah, fighting back from his knees is Jerry Lynn. Series of blows, and now you see the mid-ring exchange as both men connect with lefts and rights.
I mean, they're just swinging, throwing punches everywhere they can. One to the gut and then the knee to the gut right there. They just kind of slow things down as Daniels able to hit it, but Jerry Lynn ready to counter. Going for the cradle pile driver here.
Patented move, cradle pile driver on the way, but you see the quick reversal. Oh, and Daniels just takes right over.
Man, just slammed him right down, and again, the fallen angel looks up to whatever God he's praying to, and now he goes into BME. Oh, it's all, but he misses. Jerry Lynn just rolled out of the way. A split second in time, and man, it was pretty in the air, but what a bad landing.
Yeah, the BME, the best moonsault ever, as named by the man who just missed, the fallen angel, Christopher Daniels. Now, opportunity for Jerry Lynn to turn it back around.
Jerry Lynn now takes him up, and then again. Oh, wow, Jerry Lynn just puts his face right in the mat, Mike. Here it goes.
Off the TKO,
1,
here's the pin,
2.
leg hook. Had the other leg scissored? No, just another 2 count for Lynn. Oh, Jerry Lynn has done everything. He's taken the patented moves out of his repertoire here, and he's come up just short as he's not been able to put away the fallen angel, Christopher Daniels.
Oh, but it just takes you back watching these two in the ring. I mean, Jerry Lynn was what TNA was all about in the beginning, and Christopher Daniels just personified everything that you want in a wrestler. And now they're 2 of them, and they should be friends and have the respect for each other, but they don't, and now the elbows by Daniels as they're both going up high.
Yeah, both men now back up again on the top rope. Let's see who gets the better of it this time. Lynn momentarily in control, but now Daniels takes him and just took him and drives him
in the
with
post.
the back of his head going right into the post from the cage.
Oh, that's it. Oh, that was wicked.
Yeah, but at the same time, you saw that Daniels had a bad landing as well.
And the longer it takes him to put the cover, the chance at Jerry Lynn, but look at Jerry Lynn, he's out. He's out.
Cover.
1, 2. Oh, you gotta be kidding.
Nope.
He got the shoulder up. I thought it was done.
On the verge of victory, the fallen angel, Christopher Daniels, so close to getting the 3 count, but Jerry Lynn amazingly gets the shoulder up at the 2 count from referee Andrew Thomas.
He showed no indication of movement. He was just flat on his back, but that's Jerry Lynn. Listen to the crowd chant, this is awesome. They realize what they're seeing, and now Jerry Lynn pulls him. Oh, Jerry Lynn catches him.
Here it comes.
1, 2, no! Oh, the crowd going crazy.
We have seen every move from Jerry Lynn. I mean, moves that have gained him hundreds, thousands of victories throughout his career. But no, the fallen angel, Christopher Daniels, it's just been, I've been amazed.
It's personal. I mean, it is just personal there. They've willed themselves not to lose. You see Daniels holding the back of his head. Somehow gets the boot up. They're both in pain. And every time they keep going more high risk. But you better go quickly, and look how quick, though, that Lynn goes up and chops him on the back.
Now Jerry Lynn all the way up to the top rope. Lynn and Daniels fighting again, now for the third time up here on top. Look out,
oh, no.
Watch a double underhook. Could this be the Angels'
wings?
wings?
The Angels' wings, and look at Jerry Lynn holding, but what did he not even grab on anything? Again, another shot to the back. Oh, but you see he's got the leg. Jerry Lynn's got the leg.
Look at the shoulder blocks also while they're up there. That's so tough to do.
Oh, no way!
From the top rope, he's going to go for the cradle.
He's trying to get a hold of it. He knows that'll finish him off. That'll end his career.
Weakens him with shots to the back. Going to try to take him up with the cradle pile driver, but Daniels fights it off. Oh, and then he crotched him on the top rope.
What a move as both of them. It was just sheer willpower as they both were trying to get the kill shot. And that's what it would have been from up there.
Uh-oh. Lynn in trouble.
No.
There's the last rights. Fallen Angel
1,
cover.
2, no.
Ladies and gentlemen, your winner, the Fallen Angel, Christopher Daniels.
Well, it was definitely a different side of the Fallen Angel than we've ever seen. Far more vicious, and in the end, it gains the victory as Daniels defeats Lynn.
Well, you saw when he had Jerry Lynn that last second again, it was the no hesitation. He went for the last right, and he snapped it off, and he snapped it off hard, and I just don't think Jerry Lynn had anything left, Mike.
Daniels gets the victory at Lockdown. Let's send it to the back. Jeremy Borash standing by with the team that challenges for the tag team title, Team 3D.
A combined 19 World Tag Team title reigns in every major organization in the world, but here in TNA. Gentlemen, you are about to attempt to solidify your legacy as the most decorated tag team in professional wrestling history, but you're going to have to do it inside the electrified steel cage.
Borash, it sounds a little cliche, but the time for talking has ended. I'm sick and tired of hearing the sound of my own voice. I'm sick and tired of coming out here month after month and saying that we are going to win the NWA World Tag Team titles, and that we are going to beat the crap out of LAX, and we are going to get the job done, only to be screwed month after month, night after night, week after stinking week. LAX, what you've done to us and our families in the past 4 months has never happened before. So tonight, we get you an electrified steel cage. The United States puts electrified fences up to keep people like you out. Well, tonight, that electrified cage is up to keep you people in. And if having 10,000 volts of electricity run through the both of our bodies just to finally win the NWA World Tag Team titles, the most glorified tag team titles in the history of our business, then so be it. Tonight, we complete our legacy. Tonight, we take our seat up there with the rest of the great tag teams that have existed in our business. Tonight, we become 20-time World Tag Team Champions. And in the words of some of our heroes, Terry and Dory, LAX, Conan, funk you. Oh, my brother, testify!
At Lockdown, we are all in. Our legacy versus your NWA World Tag Team titles.
You want another chance? You face us in our type of match. You know at the border how you put up a fence and you juice it up with electricity? Let's have a steel cage match, electrified.
10,000 volts of violence.
Well, we are here to accept your challenge.
10,000 volts.
By violence.
An electrified cage match. In the electrified cage, once we hook up the electricity, the voltage will permanently scar you or knock you unconscious.
Shock.
10,000 volts of violence.
I'm gonna take this taser gun and I'm gonna stick 5,000 volts of electricity through your body. When you wake up, you can tell your brothers how good it felt. Because this is nothing compared to what they're gonna feel in the electrified cage match.
April 15th at Lockdown. Professional wrestling's fiercest tag team rivalry will be settled once and for all.
You wanted our legacy.
3D, your legacy cannot be complete until you beat us for the tag team championship. We set the rules now. We beat you at your type of match, a Little Italy street fight.
You earn a legacy.
A ghetto brawl.
Just like St. Louis has earned the legacy of being one of the most crazy and passionate wrestling towns in America.
For the first time in the United States, the World Tag Team Championship will be on the line in the shocking surroundings of the electrified 6 sides of steel. It will be 6 sides of shock.
10,000 volts.
10,000 volts of violence.
Now we find out who really is the best tag team in the world.
10,000
The
volts.
cage will be electrified.
It's Team 3D versus LAX in an electrified cage match for the NWA World Tag Team titles.
Conan, just a few moments ago, we spoke to Team 3D.
I don't care who you spoke to. Right now, you're speaking to LAX, the tag team champions, and tonight, we're gonna raise the level of violence. As far as we're concerned, you guys are washed up. Your legacy ends tonight. Shattered dreams. Lo que pasó, pasó. Let me tell you one thing. You guys are washed up. We're what's on and popping. The border toss, the gringo killer, the cracker jack. What do you guys got? Diva, get the table. It's like a broken record. I don't know what's worse, watching one of your matches or listening to a Christy Hemme promo. But I can guarantee you one thing tonight, in the electrified cage, our type of match, our specialty, the most violent type of match you can be in, there's a very good chance that due to the 10,000 volts of electricity surging throughout the cage, that one of you two fat pigs could get knocked out unconscious. And if you are knocked out unconscious, we're gonna recreate a scene from the Animal Planet. You know when the lions are stalking that big herd of wildebeest, and there's always that big, fat, overweight wildebeest that can't get away, and the other one with the bad leg? That's what it's gonna look like tonight. We're gonna start chopping meat. You're gonna need a lot of luck to beat us, because you ain't on our level anymore. You don't have our skill. You don't have our intensity. I will tell you one thing. I hope you do have luck on your side, because if you do, bring all the horseshoes you can muster, all the rainbows, all the shooting stars, all the rabbit's feet, because you're going to need them. But as far as I'm concerned, those championships stay with the Latino nation, with LAX, con mi gente, con mi raza. Órale, arriba la raza.
For all you people watching this, channel 5150, LAX TV.
To live and die in LAX.
Bullet, bullet.
Get ready for the second of 2 championship matches tonight at our Lockdown pay-per-view. This is for the NWA World Tag Team titles, and let's set the stage with the taglines. For the first time in TNA history, the 10,000-volt electrified cage is the battleground for tonight's World Tag Team Championship Showdown. The champs have dominated the challengers in head-to-head meetings. LAX gaining victories over 3D in the Ghetto Brawl and the Little Italy Street Fight. Brother Ray, Brother Devon, they've held the ECW, WWE, and WCW World Tag titles in their careers. Tonight, they have a chance to fulfill their legacy if they capture the NWA Tag Team Gold.
Well, here they come. Team 3D, and listen to this crowd. They're wondering if they're going to see history. They're wondering if the one title that is eluded the most decorated tag team in professional wrestling is going to happen tonight.
To do that, Team 3D will have to overcome the St. Louis curse. Now listen to this. The NWA World Heavyweight Championship, the singles belt, it's changed hands 16 times in St. Louis in wrestling history, dating back to 1925. But amazingly enough, the NWA World Tag Team titles, they've never changed hands in the city of St. Louis.
Never once in St. Louis. You are the professor, my friend.
Team 3D has a chance to become the first team ever to hold the Big Four of Tag Team Championships. But here come the champs.
Worldwide Latino pride, the ambassadors of violence, LAX, K-Dog, the notorious 187 homicide.
Mike, as I see Homicide and Hernandez coming down, the one thing that is conspicuous by his absence, and that is, of course, the mouthpiece of LAX, K-Dog, Conan, not coming down with them, and that has got to be a mind game that he's playing with Team 3D.
I mean, we know for a fact that Conan is here. We've seen him earlier today. We just saw him backstage with that interview. So we know Conan's in the building, but I'm as amazed, I'm as shocked as you are that he's not here in the arena. Let's send it to the ring. How about the introductions from Jeremy Borash? Take it, JB.
Ladies and gentlemen, the following contest is scheduled for one fall and is for the NWA World Tag Team Championship. When the bell rings, the man in charge, TNA official, Mr. Earl Hebner. And now, ladies and gentlemen, live from St. Louis, Missouri, in the Family Arena, it's your World Tag Team title match. Introducing, first of all, the challengers. Weighing in a combined weight of 570 pounds from New York City, they are the challengers, Brother Ray, Brother Devon, Team 3D. And now, ladies and gentlemen, introducing their opponents. At a combined weight of 472 pounds, representing the Latino nation, Homicide and Hernandez, they are the NWA World Tag Team Champions, the Latin American Exchange.
Wow, what a reaction here in St. Louis to both champion and challengers. You're sitting in on wrestling history, first time in TNA. We're gonna shock the world. The electrified cage, I love it.
Man, it's electrified here in the Family Arena as St. Louis understands they're seeing something special, and I mean, it's just so loud. I took my earpieces out, Mike, just so I could soak in that crowd. Wow. Team 3D, what a pop that was.
Both teams, champs and challengers in the ring. JB, let's turn them loose.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, electrify the steel cage.
We talked about how dangerous the matches are at this lockdown pay-per-view. I don't think it can get much more dangerous than this, Don West. I understand that at different times there's alternating currents of electricity. There's different levels at different times, the ebb and the flow. And if you make contact with that electrified steel cage, it can absolutely immobilize you. Here we go, Team 3D turned loose.
And I mean, the crowd isn't, listen, the ropes are so close to the cage. When you get somebody over there, you've got to be careful you don't accidentally reach around. But I want you to notice something. Look at LAX, and I noticed this earlier. They have thick rubber boots, Mike, that got soles like about 2 inches. That's going to be their advantage, and look at the gloves that Homicide has on. I mean, think about that. He's taking every advantage that he can if he does get shocked to soften the blow.
They stack up LAX in the corner. First it's Brother Ray. Now contact made by Brother Devon. Watch the double team. The big man Hernandez fired off back first into the corner.
Oh, you can see right here, it's Team 3D taking advantage, using their strength, and they're going to try to pick them up and throw them into the steel and fry them every chance that they can, and that's obviously the game plan.
I love the strategy employed here by Team 3D. Brother Ray, Brother Devon, go for that beatdown early on, and then use the electrified cage to your advantage.
Oh, man, that's the door, though. He's lucky. He caught the steel door, probably the only place on the cage it's not electrified.
I think he got one leg on the door and one leg on the electrified part of the cage. Now, attention turned to Homicide. Here's this double team move for Brother Ray, caught him with that big boot.
I mean, you can hear the hum. You can hear the hum going into the electricity. And when they hit, you're just going to see it in their reaction because that electricity will just go right through their bodies.
Up to 10,000 volts, Don, I'm told. The current alternates the different levels of electricity at different points in this matchup. But you have to admit, from the opening bell, all Team 3D, they've been in total domination of control.
Well, I was talking with Brother Ray, and he said we're not going to let it fail us, not this time. We've been so close. It's gotten out of our grasp so many times. They don't care that the stipulations have been made. And look at this, as you can see, Brother Ray almost had his hands on the cage, but able to get him in. But man, when you're at those ropes, you're still that close to electricity.
I mean, that's half the battle in this match. Obviously the offensive moves, but at the same time, you've got to be defensive to do everything within your power not to make contact with the electrified part. But Brother Devon, you can even see him get a little bit of the shock as he turns around, as he goes up to the top rope, as his back made contact with it. Here comes Hernandez, sprinting across the ring and tosses Devon down.
And one thing this match is going to do, it makes you a lot more wary. You don't want to just go charging like a bull, because if somebody gets out of the way, your momentum is going to put you inside, right on top of the cage. And now look at the hand. Oh!
Look how close Brother Ray is. Oh, Homicide with the beatdown and trying to get that flesh of Brother Ray to make contact with the electricity.
Look at him holding on to those ropes, and he's got the hand right there. And as he get into it, he's got the fingers to it.
Oh, God.
Oh, look at how he fights back and bites. He bites on the arm. Any defense mechanism you can do.
I mean, you got to, Don, at this point. I mean, you're fighting for your life. I mean, you could be immobilized if you were making contact with the electric part of the cage.
Every time now that they've gotten so close, nobody's quite hit the voltage. But what is it? What's in the hands? It's a chain of some sort in the hands of Hernandez. It's in his right hand.
And at the same time, Homicide took off the gloves, and he's applying the beat down to Brother Ray, but you're right, Hernandez using the chain on Brother Devon.
He put him right on it. He stuck his hand on the cage, and you can see Homicide just cringing in pain. And you can see Homicide still waving the hand.
Homicide back on the offensive as LAX, and again, surprisingly, without Conan at ringside, LAX has turned this thing a full 180 in their favor.
Again, I still think that's some sort of a mind game that he's playing. And now look at this, Brother Ray's got the chain.
He's got that chain. Big knockout blow. Brother Ray right to the top of the head of Hernandez. And
wait a minute.
Look at the blood.
Brother Devon's just been busted open, and you see the blood pouring. And oh man, that is not going to bode well for Team 3D. And now the kick to the head of Brother Ray, and now both these guys have just lost their momentum. As you see Homicide, basically a one-man show, and he's trying to put the head of Brother Devon against the cage. Look at this.
So dangerous position there for Brother Devon. The blood flowing, oh man, all over his face. And now watch the double team from LAX, tag champs. First inverted atomic drop by Hernandez. Then Homicide comes off the top. Perfectly placed knee to the back of the head. And the face of Brother Devon is completely covered in the crimson mask.
Oh, he just was busted wide open and the blood is flowing. And it's almost like they can smell the blood as LAX just goes on the offensive. You hear the hum of electricity in the background. And oh, they take him up, and Brother Ray just goes right over the top on his back.
The double team tactics of LAX certainly working in their favor. That back body drop takes Brother Ray down. Now they've got an opportunity here with a weakened Brother Devon to possibly finish him off. Look out for that steel cage door. Here, Here comes Hernandez. Here comes Homicide. Hernandez holds him in place, and Homicide caught him with the boot.
And then just face plants him right on the mat. You can see Brother Devon flopping around. And now LAX just in total control. It's almost like that momentum just sucked out of Team 3D. They were so fired up, and sometimes that's what happens. You get so fired up early on that you kind of exhaust yourself, and now it looks like Hernandez is busted.
Yeah, Hernandez as well,
now
leading from the head.
Now look at what Hernandez is doing. He's got to be very careful. He's got to be very careful going through the ropes in the cage not to touch it.
Yep.
Oh, man. Man. And he's going to have to. Oh, his foot, his leg. Oh, but he has those rubber boots, but it looks like he caught it.
Both members of LAX went high risk. It certainly didn't pay off. Opportunity now for the comeback from Team 3D.
Wow, what a suplex right there, and another one. Bam, bam.
But you can see, after connecting with those suplexes, both teams, all 4 members, all down on the mat.
All of them it's just so important, this thing. They know what's at stake. And Team 3D down, LAX down. And the thing is you've got to be careful what you reach around the ground to pull yourself up with. If your hand slips on that rope and goes forward, you catch the cage. They've been so careful so far. Only a couple times his hands caught the electricity. I'd be worried if I was referee Earl Hebner getting knocked into it himself.
NWA World Tag Team Championship belts hang in the balance in this electrified cage matchup at Lockdown. Homicide back to his feet. Devon shot off the rope, swinging him with the clothesline again. Brother Devon comes back and answers and decks him and drops him with the clothesline.
Doing it on sheer willpower, Mike, as that blood just flowing down his face. But it's like he can, and he just takes the head and just drops it right there on Homicide.
Well, we were talking about Konnan and how surprised we were at his absence, that he hasn't been out here at ringside. But Don, right by the broadcast position, we can see that Konnan in the wheelchair is being brought down towards the ringside area by a member of the Latino Nation.
And again, we had to wonder what Konnan was going to be doing. And now we see Konnan, I guess, just trying to fire up his troops.
Pin attempt here in the ring.
Wait a minute!
Did you see that?
The person that wheeled Konnan down took the outside referee out and just clocked and took the gloves. He got the gloves as he just clocked Andrew Thomas, and now Konnan putting on those protected gloves.
Wait a minute! Check this out! Hector Guerrero has left the Spanish broadcast team! My God! From the Guerrero Wrestling Dynasty, Hector Guerrero just knocked out this member of the Latino Nation.
Well, he's never approved of how Konnan has handled his spot here and how he's represented the Latino Nation. And you can see Hector Guerrero obviously wants to make sure this is done right. Konnan saying no as he's backing off.
Look at him back up in the wheelchair.
He's catching himself there on the rail.
Hector Guerrero has come down to ringside. He's not going to let the Latino Nation, he's not going to let Konnan take over. He takes the key away. That's what it was. You noticed the member of the Latino Nation knocked out the referee that was holding the key to the cage door. And now the cage door's been opened by...
No! Hector! Forget it! Give me the fucking table!
Well, he just heard! He just asked Hector Guerrero to get him the tables! He used a different adjective, but we know what he meant! And I mean now, you can see Hector Guerrero reaches underneath, and now listen to this crowd as they know what can happen.
Hector Guerrero tosses the chair aside. Brother Ray said, you know what? Get the tables, and now Hector's gonna do it!
As he's setting it up for him, and again, it's just so odd because Hector Guerrero of Latin descent, but he just hates the way that Konnan represents the Latino Nation. And now look at this, as he's thrown the tables in, but it took long enough for LAX to kind of get their momentum back.
Yeah, that was the key. They turned their back on Big Hernandez, and now Hernandez putting the bad mouth on Hector Guerrero.
Latino son! Latino son!
I'm trying to pick up. Hector Guerrero, and he just fed him.
He slammed the cage door in the head of Hernandez. Pin attempt. 2.
Hernandez kicks out just in time.
Just had to be just reactions that allowed him to kick out at 2. Homicide. He's quickly turning around. Homicide hits the neck breaker.
1,
Pin. 2.
He
man.
just gets his shoulder up just in time, but Homicide using that speed, coming off the ropes, but Brother Ray was waiting for him, and he just powers him down.
Full Nelson bomb. Pin.
1, 2. Oh, Homicide able to just get the shoulder up in time.
Now Hernandez takes Brother Ray. That's 300+ pounds up to his shoulders. Drops him.
2. Oh, but he's got the strength to do it. Maybe the strongest man at TNA. It's now everything's just gone crazy since Hector Guerrero came out and Conan not able to get out of that wheelchair and stop him.
Power move. Big slam by Hernandez. Homicide off the top.
Beautiful shot right there by Homicide as he goes for the pin.
Another 2 count for the champs.
Brother Devon just pushes him off, as you can see. Brother Ray stumbling. Oh, man, he gets out of the way, and he kicks his own partner, and that gives Brother Ray the chance right here.
Brother Ray takes Homicide high up into the air.
Oh, there's nothing he can do. Oh, man, he just slams him hard to the bottom.
Running powerbomb.
1, 2, done.
No, still just 2.
How on earth did he get his shoulder up?
Everything but a 3 count, and then when Brother Ray gets up, he gets decked by Big Hernandez in the clothesline. Now Hernandez, LAX, no!
So close right there as now Brother Devon comes right over to Hernandez. I can't believe the Homicide able to get his shoulder up after that. Now look at the strength of Hernandez. He's got him up high. Gonna be the border toss.
Can he do it to Brother Devon?
And he throws it right in again. Right in, and he just felt the electricity zap him.
He sent him airborne, and you saw that. The alternating current from the electrified cage as he made contact, as his back went right into the cage.
What a shot as he got him right into it.
Oh, man, Brother Devon in trouble.
Oh, well, he's just trying to recover at this point.
Big shot from Brother Ray.
Now Brother Ray going up. Got to be very careful.
From the middle rope, Brother Ray measures, drops the elbow.
An elbow drop as he just jams him on.
Cover. 2.
Oh, you can see right now Homicide going after Brother Ray. Trying to take it over as Team 3 do. Oh, look at that. Brother Ray able to turn it around, but Homicide gets back on his feet.
He charges across, got both knees in the chest of Brother Ray, who quickly reverses, shoots Homicide off. Gonna go underneath Homicide. Homicide hanging on, but can Brother Ray power him down? Here comes Brother Devon to the top.
He goes up top. Oh, and he sends it crashing down.
Drill him with the clothesline.
1, 2, go.
What did they have
to do? He got the shoulder up just in time.
How many times have they been on the verge of victory?
Oh, look at that. Hernandez just powers down Brother Ray. Now he goes up and powers down Brother Devon. Oh, LAX just getting the momentum right here. Trying to hold on.
Boy, the momentum has just switched back and forth so many times in this matchup. And now with both members of Team 3 down, with Homicide on his back, Hernandez the only man standing, and he's got to put the table in possession.
Well, you saw that Brother Ray called for it right now, but it's going to backfire. As Hernandez gets it set up, you see Brother Devon using it, leaning up to get to his feet. You don't even know what he's got left in him, and you can see Hernandez just putting him up on top of it.
And what's Hernandez looks like he's going to put some gloves. He went into a pocket and brought out some gloves, and he's putting the gloves on because he figures that's going to be advantage if he's going to go up and try and put Brother Devon through the table.
He's setting it up, and he realized, but I'm going to tell you something, the longer you take, the better chance you've got of Brother Devon recovering. And now he goes up, and he's going to use... Oh my gosh, what's he gonna do? You gotta watch out, he's gotta be careful.
Oh, you sure do.
He's using that door.
Now look how close he is. You see the gloves, how close he is to making contact with the electrical part of the cage.
Now he's got those boots, now keep in mind.
And look at the way he's straddling the cage, sliding the cross. Wait a minute.
No way.
What is he doing?
This is just unreal, but with those leather boots, he's able to at least put it on there for a second.
This is a 300-pound man.
Oh my God, he crashes right into the table. And Brother Devon gets out of the way, oh my God.
Brother Devon miraculously off the table. And Hernandez, you talk about a crash and burn, 300+ pounds off the top of the cage right through the wood.
Unbelievable as he took so much time climbing up. He was trying to be careful. He put on the gloves. He had the leather soles, the rubber soles, and now look at but a beautiful head scissors right there by Homicide on Brother Ray.
Quickly, Devon shoots Homicide off. Clothesline doesn't connect. Neither does the back elbow. And as Homicide comes in, he tossed him right into the electrifying cage again.
And they set him up. This is a chance right here. It's Homicide.
Here it is.
3D. Right here it goes.
Cover. 2.
They got it.
Ladies and gentlemen, your winners and new NWA World Tag Team Champions, Team 3D.
They have finally done it. They now add the NWA World Tag Team title to their resume, and they just broke the St. Louis curse. Team 3D fulfills their destiny, fulfills their legacy. LAX, the former champs, quickly to JB with Kurt Angle.
It's crunch time. Kurt Angle, the Lethal Lockdown match is up next. Your team not on the same page. In fact, the locker room scuttlebutt is you called Jarrett out of desperation.
What'd you say? Desperation? Desperation? Hey, what I did was right. Every time I turn, someone tells me I did something wrong. They criticize me. They question my integrity. My job of Team Angle, I am the captain. My job was to assemble the best wrestlers I could, the best 5 wrestlers in the world, and that's what I did. Could Jeff Jarrett be trusted? I would have never made that phone call to him if I didn't think so. Because Joe and Rhino and everyone else doesn't trust me, doesn't trust Jeff Jarrett. They don't understand one thing. If Jeff Jarrett screws Team Angle, Jeff Jarrett screws Kurt Angle. And that would be bad for Jeff Jarrett.
I'm here tonight to announce the main event for the Lockdown pay-per-view. A 10-man lethal lockdown.
Lethal Lockdown. 2 tons of unforgiving steel. Merciless. Daunting. One of the most brutal concept matches in TNA history.
Christian Cage will captain one team. Kurt Angle will captain the other team.
10 men will enter. 2 teams will wage war inside the Lethal Lockdown. When every warrior has entered this ominous structure, their fate will be sealed once and for all. In this chamber of doom, weapons are not only legal, but a necessity as they hang from the ceiling.
It's your responsibility between now and lockdown to pick your own teammates.
AJ Styles is the first recruit for Team Cage at Lethal Lockdown.
Here comes Christian Cage, and he attacks right up from behind. Oh, come on, this is disgusting.
Of the 3rd member of Team Cage, Abyss. Abyss doesn't want to be on your team. He's tired of being led around and told what to do. Those days are gone. He saw the light and he's a new man. But we're going to find out whose side Abyss is on.
Hell has indeed frozen over.
Yes, hell has frozen over. And Sting and the Monster Abyss have become an unbelievable tag team. What in the world?
James Mitchell's back, and who's she? It's as if Abyss, he's torn.
Look at him, he wants to go help Sting, and then obviously this woman has some kind of a power over him.
Big pop, Scott Steiner just drilled Sting right across the back.
The referee doesn't see it, and now AJ, oh, this is just wrong.
Introducing the 5th and final member of Team Cage, Tom Cole. Team Cage is complete and ready for lockdown.
Cage, what you're looking at is 3 parts of a machine. The machine that's gonna run over you, AJ Styles, and anyone you bring to Lethal Lockdown.
Team Angle is now the team that I'm questioning.
You said you would build a team that can take them out. And what do we got? A 3-on-5 massacre.
I count 5 on my side against 3 on their side. If you hadn't promised every single one of these guys a title shot, you wouldn't be able to find 4 partners. You don't pick people to get title shots. I do. The Lethal Lockdown match. Whichever man scores the winning fall, whether it's on their team or your team, is gonna get a title shot against you at sacrifice. How good's your little stipulation gonna be if Team Angle doesn't even make it to lockdown?
Lights out in the impact zone.
It can only mean one thing, Sting.
Check out that look of relief on the face of Kurt Angle, because he now knows that he has his 4th member.
You need to introduce whoever the 5th player is going to be.
The phenomenal AJ Styles, 1-on-1 against Samoa Joe.
And look at this, AJ Styles tapping out.
Look at this face-off right here in front of the broadcast table, and here we go.
And everybody's just trying to find somebody here to get a piece of. And look at, wait a minute, what?
Jeff Jarrett.
Wow. AJ Styles, and he shows the 5 symbol.
What a way to make a return to TNA! Jeff Jarrett returns, and he's the 5th member for Team Angle.
The most dangerous match in TNA, Lethal Lockdown.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for your Lockdown main event of the evening. At this time, please allow me to introduce the keeper of the cage, the man that will hold the key, a true legend in professional wrestling from the great state of Missouri. He is an 8-time NWA World Heavyweight Champion, the legendary Harley Race. Oh, you talk about the great names in St. Louis wrestling history. Harley Race is right up there with Lou Thez, with Dick the Bruiser, with Pat O'Connor, and so many more of the greats. Harley Race beat Ric Flair, 1983, right here in St. Louis, to win one of those 8 NWA World Heavyweight titles. In the Lethal Lockdown match, 2 men will begin, one from each team for a 5-minute period, and then in 2-minute intervals, a new man from each team will enter the 6 sides of steel. So, ladies and gentlemen, let the Lethal Lockdown begin. Introducing the first entrant representing Team Christian Cage from Gainesville, Georgia, weighing in 218 pounds, the phenomenal AJ Styles. Interesting strategy on the part of Team Cage. Captain Christian Cage has obviously made the selection to have the phenomenal AJ Styles kick it off for his team. Remember, the first 2 wrestlers will compete for 5 minutes, then the other wrestlers will come out in intervals of 2 minutes. And now, ladies and gentlemen, representing Team Angle, the first entrant, he is professional wrestling's only Olympic gold medalist from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. This is Kurt Angle.
I like this strategy by both teams. But I think what you do, Mike, is you take your best conditioned athlete. You take the athletes that you feel can go the longest distance. With AJ Styles, that's what he is. He's such a fine-tuned athlete. And then you think of the Olympic gold medalist, Kurt Angle, and who mentioned himself, and I like it as a captain. He's a real leader as he puts himself out first.
And look at when Kurt Angle takes off the Olympic colors. Check out what he's wearing. Yeah, the colors of the St. Louis Cardinals.
Man, that crowd appreciated that gesture.
And here we go, the opening 5 minutes. Kurt Angle, the phenomenal AJ Styles, and we are underway in our Lethal Lockdown matchup.
This is such a unique match, Mike, because pinfalls and submissions don't mean anything. You might do it to your opponent just to kind of rub it in his face and let him know you can do it at any time. But it doesn't matter because until they get all 10 in.
Now that's the key.
Right. They're going to stay out there until all 10 get in. And then the ceiling lowers.
And then, and only then, after the ceiling lowers, after the weapons come into play, then pinfalls, then submission obviously become of the utmost importance, because only after all 10 are in the ring and the cage lowers with those weapons attached, that's when Lethal Lockdown really gets kicked off.
Now you think about how that small that cage seemed when you had Brother Ray and Brother Devon and LAX in there. Throw 6 more men and weapons involved, and I mean, you better have eyes in the back of your head.
I mean, you've got to, especially when it gets into the numbers advantage, and that's another thing to consider. I mean, Jeff Jarrett, it looked like this past Thursday on Impact, had given that numbers edge to Team Angle, but not the case. Jim Cornette reversing that decision earlier tonight, and as a result, Team Angle will be fighting Don at a disadvantage until all 10 men come into play.
I I mean, it's just so long that you've got to stay in. You know for a simple fact that, I mean, think about it. Every 2 minutes for the next 8, so that's 16. 21 minutes at least that Kurt Angle and AJ Styles have to be out in that ring, if my adding is right.
Oh, you're right on the money. No question about that as we see Angle connect with the backbreaker to the phenomenal AJ Styles. And keep this in the back of your mind. The winner of this match, whoever scores the pin, whoever gets the submission victory, whether it's a member of Team Christian Cage or Team Kurt Angle, that particular wrestler gets the NWA World Heavyweight Championship title shot next month at our Sacrifice pay-per-view. What agility by Styles, lands on his feet and just caught a vicious right hand to the side of the head of Angle.
Oh, well,
goes
look at that.
Boy. Kurt caught him right in mid-move.
He just went to the well one time too often, and now he just nonchalantly, though, right there by Kurt Angle. That's sending a message. He knows that AJ Styles is going to be there a long time, so he just wants to toy with him here. Just inflict a little damage, one shot after another, and you can see he caught him right because AJ just writhing in pain.
Body slam, drops Styles right on his back. Angle follow-up, European uppercut rocks the head of AJ Styles. Sets him right back up into the corner. Now going to shoot him off diagonally and does. Back first into the turnbuckles, but then Angle charged right in, and you can see him holding the top of his head as Kurt Angle went right through those ring ropes and hit that corner post.
Well, that's just the problem that you have when you go at it full steam like that. If you don't connect with your target, there's only one thing that's going to stop you, and that's the cage. And you can see that it cost Kurt Angle as he just caught it right flat on top of the head, and that gives AJ Styles the advantage he needs. A nice shot right there with the elbow by AJ Styles.
You saw that countdown clock on your screen earlier. Ladies and gentlemen, we are under 2 minutes until the third competitor hits the ring, 1:45, until we see who is next. And, of course, at that point, we know it's going to be a member of Team Cage.
Well, Jim Cornette reversed it because last Thursday when Jeff Jarrett won the match by coming in with Team Angle, but he used the guitar on AJ Styles. So Jim Cornette, and I think that's just that past history that he had with Jeff Jarrett. He felt he had to do something, and all that's done is plant the seeds of doubt in the rest of the members of Team Angle.
Don't see this very often. Kurt Angle on the defensive here. AJ Styles in total control, wrenching and cranking on the head and neck of the Olympic gold medalist, who tries to get back up to his feet.
I mean, what kind of strategy do you employ if you're AJ Styles? You got to do whatever you can that can keep you grounded also and try to take the air out. Wow, nice shot by AJ as he realized that Kurt Angle just didn't have enough into him after he held on to his neck for so long and just levels.
I think the key, what's in the back of AJ Styles' mind is surviving at least the 5 minutes, but you have to admit he's thriving here against Kurt Angle because in the back of Styles' mind, he knows that it's going to be the advantage to Team Cage with the third member who comes out in less than a minute.
I know it's not often you say it, especially with a gold medalist in the ring, but AJ Styles might be the best athlete out of all 10 of these. I don't know that anybody would dispute that.
Under 30 seconds, AJ, you can see he's got the case of the rabbit ears here, communicating with the ringside fans as Angle just took him high overhead and powered him right down to the mat.
Great
Olympic
move,
style.
When you look at the time left, that's what Kurt Angle needs to do because he knows for the next 2 minutes it's going to be 2-on-1, and you got to try to take AJ Styles out of it if you can.
And I'm not even sure that Angle, I'm sure he's got that clock in his head, but I'm not even sure he realizes just how close he was to being outnumbered. Now we knew it was going to be a member of Team Cage, and he sends the 6'8", 350-pound out-of-control monster Abyss towards the ring to give his team the numbers game. As soon as he enters the 6 sides, yes, it's going to be advantage 2-1 for Team Cage. It's now Abyss and Styles against Kurt Angle.
And look at Kurt Angle just going right after Abyss. And Abyss is somebody, to me, that's a wild card in this match. I mean, he's just so frustrated with what's going on, the blackmail that James Mitchell's using against him. And he's going to take it out right there on Kurt Angle. And man, alive.
You notice this situation with James Mitchell, who came down with Abyss, and Harley Race, the former NWA World Heavyweight Champion, and the legendary wrestler. Harley's here to make sure that there's no outside interference in this matchup, and he is putting the bad mouth on James Mitchell.
Oh, he's giving him the stare down, too. And let's face it, if Mitchell gets into a fight with Harley Race in this building, Mitchell's going to get torn apart limb from limb. And the crowd would riot.
Angle, well, numbers game definitely at a disadvantage here. Abyss taking total control of this matchup. Series of shots to the head of Kurt Angle. AJ not even involved yet, just standing by and watching, but seems to be enjoying it.
Well, you've got to be careful. You know, I mean, it could backfire. You could go in while Abyss is raining down blows and catch one yourself. Kurt Angle's got to survive here. Kurt Angle has got to survive. What a shot right there by AJ Styles. As both these guys, I think, are just going to go after him one after another.
25 seconds away from getting another member of Team Angle into the ring to at least momentarily, or at least for 2 minutes, to even it up at 2-2.
Oh, what a shot right there into the gut by AJ Styles. And Kurt Angle has got 12 seconds to hold on before he gets some help. But I don't know how much help he's going to be to whoever comes down.
Oh, man, that's 350 pounds of Abyss charging across the ring and sandwiching Angle in the corner.
The War Machine, Rhino.
Well, you know he's not going to waste any time. As the War Machine goes flying right into the ring, and look at that. He knows that Kurt Angle's been in there. He knows that Kurt Angle swore out at this point. He's got to give him a chance to recover, because they're going to need Kurt Angle all through this match. And look at the War Machine. Everything he's got right now, but he has to, because he's 1-on-2 with Kurt Angle there in the corner, and the War Machine just taking it to him.
Well, the advantage you have here is it's a completely fresh War Machine. And Rhino, you see that? Hits the belly to belly. Is he going to go for the gore?
Oh, why not? Trying to take Abyss out right from the beginning.
Slow to get to his feet. As soon as he does, oh, man, he was going for the gore, but he got caught in mid-move. Could be the choke slam. War Machine fights him off. Series of elbows. Here comes Rhino.
You can see the War Machine. Oh, he goes right off the ropes and catches Abyss right in the head, and now he just immediately goes after AJ Styles. But now they gave Kurt Angle time to get up, and he's putting the boots to Abyss.
2-2 in terms of members in this matchup. Rhino's going to take Styles now and try and catapult him, and does. High, oh man, right took him chest first in the turnbuckle.
Oh, he just catapulted him right into the cage.
Meanwhile, you see Angle putting the beat down on the Monster Abyss, and communication between Angle and Rhino.
Well, you can see Angle, being the captain that he is, just barking out instructions, and Rhino just, like clockwork, goes right after it. They're going to do the 2-on-1 on Abyss, and then they're going to probably concentrate on AJ, but nice double team.
Yeah, double shoulder block. Angle and Rhino take down Abyss. Styles slow to get to his feet, and Team Angle finally has turned this thing around in their favor. Again, no pinfalls, no submissions until all 10 men in the match. But if you think about how important those first 21 minutes are, Don, in determining who eventually will get that pin or submission, who's next to give the advantage to Team Cage.
AJ Styles busted open. Tomko, buddy, doesn't waste any time. What a boot! What a boot to the War Machine, as I mentioned right as AJ was giving the instruction. AJ Styles been busted in the head. I can see that, and it's just bloody and violent in that cage, especially with the level these guys go. But now look at this. Tomko sees, oh man, sees Rhino and goes right after him.
What a force Tomko has become. I mean, since he arrived here in TNA, there goes Rhino, head first, right into the corner. Tomko has come out, and he's turned this thing, and I guess not surprisingly, when you consider that the Team Cage now has the 3-2 numbers edge, turned it totally in Christian team's favor. Big running slam for the Olympic gold medalist. This Tomko takes down Angle.
I'm seeing a pattern here that when the fresh guy comes in, he's able to be, he's just fresh enough to be able to take it to everybody in there to give his teammates time to recover and catch their breath. And it always seems to work, and then it gives them about a minute of the one-man advantage, and now it's 3-on-2 for Team Cage.
No question, the fresh man turns the tide in this matchup. It's what we've seen really ever since Abyss gave Team Cage the advantage at 2-1, and now Tomko measures and connects right to the top of the head of the War Machine, Rhino, and Rhino's been busted open.
But look at Kurt Angle, and oh, a nice shoulder block right there by Abyss as he sends Angle down, as it looked like, and now Rhino taking shot after shot from the phenomenal AJ Styles. And now look at the boot. Look at that boot right there by Abyss as he's just driving it into the chin and the pressure, using those ropes.
Yeah, and the 350 pounds as well behind that boot right across the throat of Kurt Angle. Tomko comes off the ropes and caught Rhino right in the face with the boot.
Well, he just leveled him. Tomko's just moving around. I mean, this guy has really become a force since he's been back, and doesn't seem like he's under the influence of Christian Cage like he has been in the past.
Time to even it up once again. Who's going to be next from Team Angle?
Representing Team Angle, Samoa Joe!
Here comes comes the Samoan submission machine, quickly making his way inside the cage, and Joe's been turned loose.
Oh, what a shot he did on AJ Styles, and now the headbutt, and now a shot to AJ. Grabs Abyss, and man, he just came on fire. And look at him. Oh, man, puts the knee. Listen to the crowd yell, Joe's gonna kill you, and that's what he's doing to everybody from Team Cage that's in that ring right now.
There's the backsplash for Abyss. He's been a one-man wrecking crew, similar to the way Tomko came out here, and now Tomko able to turn it around on Joe, who gets the elbow up as he charges at Samoa Joe.
I mean, these guys understand when they get in, they have to do damage.
Oh, what a knee!
Shot! What a knee shot! But he forgot about AJ Styles.
This is the hard part of this match, Don, especially as all
wow.
Wrestlers get in here. You said it earlier. You've got to have eyes in the back of your head, really, to be successful long-term in this match. Samoa Joe, however, overpowers Styles, puts him up on top, muscle buster out of the corner.
Why not? Inflict the damage. And he just levels AJ Styles. Wow. A crowd loves it.
No, Samoa Joe avoid Tomko, and he just walked right in to the angle suplex. Going to take him over. That's two. Count along with us at home.
Here he goes for the third one. I mean, think about the size of Tomko, and think about how long Kurt Angle's been in this match, and he's still got the strength to do this. That's incredible. That's another one.
Fourth overhead. Amazing, and he maintains his grip, maintains the contact. Kurt Angle, unreal.
Tomko grabs the ropes to save his life, but no! Angle gives him another one for good measure. Five suplexes.
Time to give the advantage back to Team Cage. Who's next?
Representing Team Cage, Big Papa Pump, Scott Steiner.
4-3, Team Cage with the arrival of the genetic freak. Here comes Scott Steiner, and Angle's ready for him, but oh, just as soon as Steiner hits the ring, Angle's deck clothesline for Rhino as well, and now here comes the belly-to-belly overhead and released.
Again, and everybody is just taking so much out of themselves, and think about it. This match doesn't even really get started until the ceiling is dropped. And this is what you've already seen, and look at Big Papa Pump.
Wow, he's gonna take Rhino. Steiner puts Rhino up on top. Scott Steiner climbs to the top.
What the world? What the hell? Scott Steiner! Unbelievable!
I'm not going to call it a Hurricane Rana. Forget you! That's a Frankensteiner, my God!
You've got to be kidding me! As Scott Steiner just creamed him with the Frankensteiner.
Do you believe it?
No.
Wow! Pulling out all the stops is right.
When was the last time you saw him do that?
Many years ago.
Wow.
Oh, man.
It just kind of set the crowd, and it just sets the tone.
Everybody.
That's what this means. Let's see if we can see that
Oh,
again.
I'd love to.
I don't know
that
you get to see that much.
Catching me by surprise and catching all of us off guard.
We're going to try to get that hooked up. Here we go.
We're going to effort to do it. Here we go. Look at this.
Wow.
Oh, that's no X Division wrestler. My God, that's the genetic freak who just connected with the Frankensteiner.
And look at Joe, and wow, what a kick to the back of Abyss's head. And Samoa Joe, but I just saw Steiner rake the eyes of Angle, and Tomko crashes the back of Joe. We're doing our best to call on the action
Good
here.
luck. Time to even it up. Who's next from Team Angle?
Representing Team Angle, this is
They stand as one here in St. Louis as Sting hits the cage. Clotheslines. Look, it's Sting on fire. Abyss misses. Oh, man, he caught him inverted. He just dropped the monster Abyss right down to the canvas.
And he gives the scream, and you hear the crowd come back in unison. And look at the Stinger splash right there on Scott Steiner.
Stinger splash again. Yeah, there's one for the monster Abyss. Corner to corner. Who's next? Double stack. I think he got both Styles and Tomko, didn't he?
He sure did. Tomko, I think, threw AJ in front of him to block it. And now look at this. And you see Sting just putting that rope where it's got to hurt the worst on Steiner.
Big right hand, rocks Steiner, and almost sends him right out the cage door.
He's holding on for dear life.
Wow, what an entrance by Sting, and what a way to turn the match up in the favor of Team Angle.
You can see now up top of the cage, and now everybody's going up. This is just absolutely crazy. The pyramid up on top. Unreal.
Wait a minute, look out!
Oh my God! AJ Styles got creamed.
I think AJ got the worst of it.
Oh man!
But man, my God is right. Bodies everywhere. They're standing. They're going crazy in St. Louis. Guys in the truck, please, please, we gotta see it again. We got it.
Look at this. Did you see Abyss up high? But AJ Styles takes the brunt of it. And Sting standing tall when it's all over with.
Oh, we're back live. Countdown shows we're 15 seconds away. And just through deduction, we know who's going to be next for Team Cage. It's got to be Christian Cage. Sting with the Scorpion. Good move to wear down Scott Steiner, but you're not going to win the match. Not yet.
The final participant for Team Cage, the NWA World Heavyweight Champion, the Instant Classic, Christian Cage.
Well, you knew he would put himself in the best position. I mean, that's just the Christian Cage way. Numbers edge 5-4 for Team Cage for the next 2 minutes.
I mean, think about the difference between Angle and Cage. What does Kurt Angle do as a leader? He goes out there first. He tells his team, I'll be out there the longest. That's the kind of leader I am. That's how dedicated I am to this team. Christian Cage, you gotta wonder if he did it for selfish reasons, keeping himself last.
What do you mean, wonder? Of course he did. That's the Christian Cage way.
I'm giving the champ a little benefit of the doubt.
Stop. It's him first and everybody else second.
Oh, look at Sting, though. Wow, just sitting flying up in the air.
Nice back body drop by Sting, but Christian comes back. No effect with those chops at all. And Sting just laughs right in his face.
Now look at Sting, man. I mean, this is the only time it seems that one of the guys hasn't come out and just cleaned house. And I mean, Sting fired up like we've not seen him.
Digging deep, gonna shoot him across. There goes Christian to the corner, and there goes the Stinger splash.
Christian Cage come in, and that momentum that normally comes with being the fresh man, and Sting's just taking it right out of him from the beginning.
Sting, corner to corner, post to post, one side of the cage to the other, just totally dominating Christian Cage. Ready for the Scorpion?
Oh, he's got it locked in, and I mean, what a way to do it now. Just inflict the pain, inflict the damage. You know, maybe pull a ligament there. But because when that ceiling gets dropped here in 2 minutes and 13 seconds, it's a whole new ball game, and you want to be fresh.
You hear him counting down.
The wild card.
We know who's going to be next. The 10th and final entrant to the Lethal Lockdown.
The 5th and final entrant for Team Angle. This is the King of the Mountain, Jeff Jarrett.
Well, I guess it's time that we see what Jeff Jarrett is all about. All of the questions, all of the doubts. And we're talking about doubts from fans. We're talking about doubts from even the wrestlers in this match. Look at that leg extension by Jarrett.
Ladies and gentlemen, all 10 men are in the ring. Let the Lethal Lockdown begin.
Here we go. It's time that we go to war in the Lethal Lockdown match.
Well, the first question's been answered as we see the ceiling being lowered, and now you cannot get pinned. Whoever has the pin gets the title shot against Christian Cage, and Jeff Jarrett came right in, and look at this. He's bonding with the team. I haven't seen any indication that he's got other motives.
And Jarrett climbing up, obviously, to get one of the weapons that's hanging down. Quickly pulled back into play by the NWA World Heavyweight Champion Christian Cage, but Jarrett just decked him. And again, Christian goes up, and there's your question answered. Jarrett pulls him right back down.
Well, he realized that Christian was close to getting that garbage can, and Jeff Jarrett pulled him down and just taking shot after shot at Christian Cage. And you know what? I think back to Bound for Glory, and I think back to that heartfelt speech that Jeff Jarrett did. And now look at this. He goes up and he gets a bat, and he throws it to Sting.
He tosses it across the ring. Sting catches the bat and connects. He just drilled the monster abyss.
And he gives Rhino a garbage can. What an assist as he takes the garbage can and crushes the champ. And then he goes after Scott Steiner.
And then he tosses a nightstick to Samoa Joe. Jarrett taking down all the weapons, and and tossing them to his teammates.
Man, not only is he a teammate, he's Steve Nash in there. He's throwing out assists to everybody.
Oh, nice plum shot. Samoa Joe just caught Tomko. And now Jarrett taking down a trash can, laying the top of the head of the Monster Abyss.
Absolutely flattens them as we see Jeff Jarrett just being the consummate teammate as it has gone advantage team angle. Oh, did you see that?
Look at this! Oh. Shot after shot after shot. A repeated Jeff Jarrett drilling Scott Steiner in the head with the trash can lid.
And think about it, it was Jeff Jarrett that brought Scott Steiner into TNA. I mean, wow. Has it come 180 degrees?
Jarrett with that lead pipe just drilled Abyss first to the stomach and then to the back.
Trying to follow the action now. Somehow AJ Styles got the bat of Sting and he's just using it like Albert Pujols would here in St. Louis. But Kurt Angle able to catch it into his belly and grab the arms, and now look at that.
Double gun salute from the gold medalist, and then he takes him over. Connects first with that suplex. Gonna go again, but the low blow by AJ Styles.
Well, you gotta survive in a match like this. I mean, you have to survive, and AJ Styles is one of those that can do some remarkable things. Oh, wait a minute. What's AJ Styles doing? What on earth?
What the hell?
AJ Styles
going to the top.
We've seen
of
this.
The cage.
This man is absolutely incredible. And Kurt Angle's still hurting from that crotch shot that he got. But look at Kurt Angle. He's going right up there after him.
Now Angle trying to dig down deep, trying to gut it out and get up to the top of the cage as well. But both men now are up on the roof. High above the ring. Angle and AJ Styles on the roof of the Lethal Lockdown cage.
I mean, look at this. Abyss has got 2 bags of tacks. I know that's what's in there. I saw that in his hands. And look at, oh my God, the danger of AJ Styles and Angle as they're so high up here in the family arena. This is just crazy, Mike.
What an incredible camera shot that is. And you can see just how careful that Angle's being. Harley Race just applies the knockout blow to James Mitchell here around the ringside area.
Well, he saw him hand those backs of tacks in. And it just took him a little time to get over there, but he sure made it pay off. Look at Tomko and Joe up top as they're smashing each other. As Angle and AJ Styles are having to be very careful with where they're at up there. Oh my, your heart stops. And like, oh well, man.
Oh man, what a bad landing by Samoa Joe. And again, we're trying to keep our eyes on the cage. What's going on inside the cage?
Unbelievable
He just gored him right out the door.
He just gored him right out of the cage. Unbelievable. I mean, the chain from the cage went flying. Whew. It hit Stevie right here. The chain hit Stevie, who takes care of us. Unreal. Look at those guys on top. This is so dang. Wait a minute. He's got a chair. Oh, he crushes Angle with it.
The battle. Oh, there goes Rhino right out to the floor, courtesy of Big Papa Pump Scott Steiner.
Well, there's no chain to hold it after.
Look out.
Oh, my God.
Right here at the table. There goes Rhino, face first, right in the broadcast position. Steiner's picked up a championship belt. He's got the NWA World Title belt in his hand.
Did you see Joe? Suicide dive right through Mike, unreal.
But then Steiner with the championship belt to the back of the head of Samoa Joe. My God, bodies laid out all over the building here in St. Louis.
It's just a war zone right now. It's an absolute war zone. It's Joe right for the table. Look at the tacks in the hands of Abyss. And don't forget, Angle and AJ are up top.
The thousands and thousands of tacks. Look out, Rhino right here as well. We're going to we'll try and keep our eyes on everything that's going on. We got wrestlers right here battling at the table. Here comes Tomko.
Right on the table. Tomko got it. Rhino's busted open. Into the rail goes Rhino from Steiner. Don't forget, Angle and AJ are busted up top after chair shots. And look at Sting and Jarrett with a double team.
Double shot! Christian Cage goes back first into the thumbtacks. My God!
Unreal. Look at Christian Cage's face. And we got to be careful. We got Joe and Steiner and Tomko and Rhino all right in front of us. Oh no!
Abyss, wind up, black hole slam by Abyss on Jarrett.
Wait a minute, look up top too. On their feet again. It's AJ.
Styles and Angle fighting tooth and nail on the top, on the roof of the cage. Samoa Joe's choking out Top
Oh, no.
Right
Look
in
at
front of
AJ
us. Look out!
Styles.
AJ, look out!
Oh, my God! Set him on top of everybody.
Just knocked him all the way from the top of the cage down to the floor.
That was freaking insane. Absolutely freaking
Show it again, show it again, show it again.
Oh my
Good
God.
Lord, what a landing. We're back live. Angle's up on the roof. It's Abyss, Jarrett, Cage, Sting in the ring. The rest of the competitors are laid out, knocked out on the floor.
Keep in mind, there hasn't been a pin yet or a submission. We're trying to follow. You see Abyss with another bag of tacks in his hands. Oh no!
He's got the bag, and he's gonna dump out thousands more.
Look at that! He put him in the guitar.
What?
Oh no!
He's loading up the guitar with the tacks.
He's loading it up. Listen to this crowd, they know what they're seeing.
Oh, you're damn right, it's awesome. That might not even describe it.
And listen, Kurt Angle was still stuck
Did you
up
see
top.
that? Abyss just motioned to Jarrett. He told Jarrett to get to his feet. He said, I loaded the guitar with tacks.
Oh man, there's Sting, oh no!
What's he gonna do? No, Jarrett! Don't do it, Jarrett! Don't do it!
What's he doing? He's moving him away! Ah, you smashed him with tacks!
The tacks! The thousands of tacks go flying everywhere! Jarrett can get the pin!
Look at him pointing at Sting again! He's pointing at Sting!
He told Sting, cover him!
Look at this! What on earth is going on?
I mean, Jarrett could get the title shot right here!
This is a chance for a title shot!
Pin!
1, 2, Sting gets the win!
Sting gets the title because of Jarrett! Sting gets the title shot!
The winners of the Lethal Lockdown match, Team Angle!
This is unreal! Why would Jarrett take the pin? What's he trying to prove? Is he turned over a new leaf? I don't know that Sting believes it, but he took the pin.
All the questions, all the doubts that we had about Jeff Jarrett, as far as I'm concerned, they were just answered. They were just answered 100%. Jarrett had that title shot right in his grasp. Jarrett, the knockout blow. And he laid it up for Sting. He handed it to Sting on a silver platter, and Sting's gonna get the title shot.
He's still trying to get the handshake. Sting can't believe it. He gave him a title shot. I thought Abyss was setting him up. I thought Jarrett had the whole thing planned. And look at this. They shake hands. And the Kurt Angle stuck up top. He can't believe it, I'm sure.
And I think he finally won Samoa Joe over too. Look at this, Samoa Joe extending the hand to Jarrett.
He respected it. Samoa Joe shakes his hand.
My God, what a spectacle!
Look at Angle. Look at Kurt Angle's face. He can't believe it. He's shaking his head. And Jeff Jarrett's trying to tell him, what do you want? Kurt Angle saying, get away.
What a night it's been. Sting ends up winning Lethal Lockdown. Sting gets the title shot against Christian next month at Sacrifice.
This has been a presentation of TNA Entertainment.